For Kim, working with South Korea has been a lot more productive than working with the United States. Though he and Trump got along well enough, the U.S. has refused any sanctions relief following the effort and has actually escalated U.S. sanctions and threats against the North, even as Trump praises them for advances towards meeting U.S. demands. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They're working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform. The unique spelling of Horizon is a nod to their heritage and recognizes that they remain committed to the vision that their project was built upon. Their coin and ticker symbol remain ZEN. Learn more at horizon.global and join the Horizon community. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports an American doctor who was exposed to Ebola while treating patients in the Democratic Republic of Congo was transported to the United States to be monitored. The doctor, who was not identified due to privacy concerns, arrived at a medical center in Omaha, Nebraska, which had previously treated Ebola patients and is partnered with the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Ted Cieslak, MD, infectious diseases specialist with Nebraska Medicine, said this person may have been exposed to the virus but is not ill and is not contagious. Should any symptoms develop, the Nebraska Medicine UNMC team is among the most qualified in the world to deal with them. It can take up to 3 weeks after contracting Ebola for an infected person to begin showing symptoms. The 39-year-old physician was working at a missionary hospital in the Congo and treated a severely ill patient who was subsequently tested positive for Ebola. The physician also received the experimental Ebola vaccine a day after the exposure as a preventative measure. Nebraska Medical Center officials said the physician was transported to the facility from the Congo by private plane and car. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. Reuters reports Senator Lindsey Graham said on Sunday he was optimistic that Republicans, Democrats, and President Donald Trump could reach a deal to end a government shutdown that includes border wall funding and legal status for some undocumented immigrants. Graham told reporters after meeting Trump for lunch at the White House that Trump was receptive to Graham's idea of a deal that might provide work permits to dreamers in exchange for money for a physical border barrier. Graham said the president was upbeat, he was in a very good mood, and I think he's receptive to making a deal, adding that Trump found the potential dreamer concession interesting. But the senator said there would never be a government spending deal that did not include money for a wall or other physical barriers on the U.S.-Mexico border. The wall was one of the central promises of Trump's presidential campaign. Graham said, "I don't see Democrats giving us more money unless they get something. So the one thing we talked about is making deals," adding, "After lunch, I've never been more encouraged that if we get people talking, we can find our way out of this mess, and that would include around $5 billion for border security, /wall, /fencing, whatever you want to call it, in the areas that make sense." Trump later made clear on Twitter he regarded the wall as necessary. The Trump administration in 2017 announced a plan to phase out the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program, begun under former President Barack Obama to shield dreamers from deportation. But Trump's DACA phase-out has been delayed by court rulings against it. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
Hamburglar urges a Senate subcommittee to rubble. This is Doyle Redland reporting. Hamburger advocate and convicted felon Hamburglar denounced a prison system he called rubble as he testified before the Senate subcommittee on penal reform. Hamburglar, convicted in 1998 of breaking and entering a McDonald's hamburger franchise in South Beloit, Wisconsin, and currently serving a sentence of 3 to 5 years, made this impassioned plea before being interrupted by U.S. Senator Bob Smith of Rhode Island.
Certainly there is room for improvement in our prison system, but I would hardly call the current situation rubble.
After delivering his message to the subcommittee, Hamburglar was promptly placed in chains and returned to prison to serve out the remainder of his sentence in solitary confinement. Doyle Redland for the Onion Radio News, online at theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
This is Free Talk Live. It is the New Year's Eve edition of the program. Welcome to it. It's a very special episode of Free Talk Live because I got the hosts of the Call to Freedom on the air with me for the first time, both of y'all in the studio on Free Talk Live together. You've individually have been on Free Talk Live. In fact, Aria, just for your first time last week. Will, it's been a little while since you've been on.
Yeah. I haven't been on since it was snowy before.
Is that right?
Wow. Well, I may have came on when did you guys broadcast? You guys didn't broadcast really from.
We did Forkfest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did Forkfest with you guys a couple episodes, but that was it.
So, I mentioned this on your show today because I actually opened up Call to Freedom, which is the afternoon drive show on LRN.FM. It stands for the Liberty Radio Network. You guys are basically celebrating your first full year.
Yeah. Well, we retired the Sunday night show on New Year's Eve last year. We were on from 10 to midnight before, weren't we? Or 9 to 11.
You did like a
Sunday
show, I think.
Yeah, we did a Sunday show from 10 to midnight. And last year on New Year's Eve, we retired the Sunday show.
Right.
And then the following day started so tomorrow will be 1 year.
I thought like 2 weeks off or so.
Yeah, I thought it was
maybe
like
we
the
did.
5th, the 8th or something.
Maybe we did.
Yeah,
But
you're
yeah.
basically celebrating
Our first year, first full year on the air.
On the air. And
5 days a week.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's been great.
Yeah.
And now you're here with me. And I mentioned on your show today, the very beginning, because you were a little bit late, so I had to start the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Well, anyway, I had you guys both on, and it's been great. So, of course, we're going to actually be here through the end of the evening tonight, all the way through to New Year's Day, which is kind of a first for Free Talk Live because we always end our show at 10 o'clock Eastern Time. And tonight we are going to end the radio show at 10 o'clock Eastern because we have to, and then we'll be starting a Free Talk Live after show, which will be only on Twitch at twitch.lrn.fm. So we'll start that right as soon as the radio show ends, and we'll go all the way through till whenever we feel like being done, basically.
Right.
So
the after party
through midnight. We've got some listeners hanging out here, some Free Talk Live amplifiers supporters who happen to be in the area tonight, joining us in the studio. So thank you here. Of course, there's always a lot to talk about. The toll-free number, if you want to join us because we are live, is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We've also got the Discord on-air call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. So, yeah, great having you guys on the show. Oh, yeah, the thing that I wanted to mention was that I know that you guys are always so busy. I mean, you have another job. I'm surprised you're not working at the pizza shop. Aria tonight.
Oh, no, screw them tonight.
Okay.
I do too.
You guys are always so busy. You're the last hosts that I would invite on to Free Talk Live just because you're always doing your show. And so it was nice, pleasant surprise, Aria, when you said you wanted to actually host tonight. So we gave Melanie the night off. And then, Will, I mentioned something to you about it, and you were like, you wanted to come in too.
Yeah.
Mark's actually run and get you coffee or something like that. I think right now he's around
he
somewhere.
To get me a cup of decaf.
So it's great. It's great having you guys here. So join us here. I was talking also earlier today on your show about New Year's resolutions. Now's the time to talk about it, right? So if people out there have had success with your New Year's resolution, whatever it was in 2017, did you actually do it? For the one you made for 2018, did you actually accomplish it, or did you fail within the first month? I heard the other day that most people fail within the first month as far as their New Year's resolutions.
Usually like the first 2 weeks.
You think so?
Yeah. On average, most people within 2 weeks have given up whatever their thing is, particularly if it's smoking and weight loss, because those are the two that take the most effort to get rolling.
Yeah, you got to create a new habit.
Yeah,
right?
Or break an old habit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, a New Year's resolution kind of has procrastination built into it as well.
Yep.
Because there's no reason to wait if you want to change your life.
Yeah.
Good point.
When I wanted to quit smoking, it was the middle of July, and then by the end of September, I didn't smoke cigarettes anymore. Well, no, by the time I got here, so like a week, I didn't smoke cigarettes anymore. I had a vape, and I'm going to say by January, I wasn't using the vape anymore. Just bam, bam, and bam. And
I'd rather die of lung cancer. Really?
I used to say that. I used to say that, even though I watched my uncle die with lung cancer. It was pretty horrific.
Yeah.
Well, cancer kills everyone in my family anyway.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So you figure you might as well jump in.
At least
head
I know
first.
what's killing me. You know, it's those people dying of nothing that have to worry.
Well, in my case, I don't make New Year's resolutions every year or anything like that, but I think there's something to be said for a time where you reflect on things and decide maybe there's a different direction that you want to go in. Certainly, you can do that every single day of your life.
I call that Ramadan.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of reflection is something like we talk on the show. Like we listen to like Islamic scholars. We have Islamic scholars on, and they'll tell you that is something that you need to be doing in your life every day.
Every day. No, I totally
every
agree.
day.
Totally agree. I mean, every morning that you wake up is a new start for yourself. Basically, you can leave everything you want that was in your past. You can just leave it behind, and you can create yourself anew.
It can take years for some people. You know, I was always told, you know, everybody moves at different speeds. Some people can, you know, run a mile in a minute, and some people, they've got to just trudge along and get there when they get there. And that's just, you know, some people can give everything they've got, fi sabilillah, and some people can give, you know, 10%, which, you know, if the starting point is 0, then a little bit is better than nothing, you know?
Yes.
You know, so maybe you're not going to quit smoking. You're like, I'm going to quit smoking. Cut down at least. Drop back to a half a pack. Kill yourself a little less than you were last year. I mean, I'm not saying
both of those things take willpower.
They
you
do.
still have to be able to drop down and stay down.
Exactly. Staying down is usually the hard part.
And you have to desire to.
Right? Yes.
I mean, if you don't
want
genuinely desire to, it's not going to stick.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what other people tell you.
I beat crystal meth. That's a
tough one.
You beat opiates. You know, it's about what you want. Mm-hmm. You know, I knew if I wanted to get away from the crystal meth, that what I had to do was not be around people who had it and did it. You know, it was a pretty simple thing. So I moved to Texas.
But at least it wasn't Oklahoma.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, I got a contract, and I went to Texas to do the contract in Texas, and I just decided when I got, you know, I decided when I left that I wasn't going to seek it out when I got there, and I decided when I got home that I wasn't going to seek it out when I got home. I did one more time. I touched it one time from the time that I quit and today, and it reminded me of why I wanted to quit. And I never touched it again. That's how you quit something. Deciding, oh, well, January 1st, I'm going to make this. 99% of the time, that's not the way it's going to work. It's just not. It's not.
No, I totally agree with you. In my case, I think it happened to be 11:30 that night, and I decided, you know, I'm done with Facebook. It's over. And that was when I decided to take that seriously. I had been weaning myself off of it, though. And the way I explained that was what I did was I refused to allow myself to click the notifications icon until I get to 5, because I'd always go. Every single time I saw a notification there, I'd always go and click on it. And so I waited till 5, and then I set to 10, then I set to 20, and then to 30 and 50, and so on. And eventually it got to the point where whenever I would look at it, like at 20 or whatever, it was just a waste of my time. Even sorting through what was in there, it had all become just useless garbage to me. Mm-hmm. And so eventually, once it got to 99, I never even clicked it again.
Yeah.
It was
99. It's just so overwhelming. Yeah. You just look at it and you're like,
no.
I'm just going to click on it and then click it again, and that makes them go away.
Nope,
they're not. I'm just going to click mark all as up. There we go.
So they keep coming back. But then they'll keep coming back.
If you mark them all as red, they don't come back.
5 minutes later, there'll be another one.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially Ian.
Yeah, especially Ian.
So, it is New Year's Eve, of course. Open phones as always. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Whether you want to talk about, beating an addiction, your own personal story, or whatever's on your mind. Of course, there's stuff in the news as well. Speaking of social media, Google shutting down Google+. Yeah. Well, we knew it was coming, right?
What?
Did you know that existed? Google+? You ever heard about that? We're coming up here.
Oh, you mean their Facebook?
Yeah, it's Free Talk Live.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
You want to know the 37 items you must have to survive a crisis? Then I've got some good news for you. Former CIA officer and New York Times best-selling author Jason Hansen is now giving listeners a free copy of his book, The Escape Bag Blueprint, 37 Items You Must Have to Survive a Crisis. You can claim your copy at freeescapebook.com. Don't delay. Jason reveals the guns, knives, flashlights, and water filters that could save your life in an economic collapse or grid-down event. Get your free book today, freeescapebook.com. freeescapebook.com.
Crimes of the Crown by Captain Mark. The Crown casts the world in shadow and claims to be our guiding light. Cowards clamor for security from boogeymen and ghost stories. While I say these hobgoblins are imaginary, I say those they propped up as our liberators are now subsisting on our bondage. I say there is freedom in the black, and that's exactly where we intend to go. The Crown banishes its own officers for exposing its crimes and tortures dissidents to the brink of madness. It dominates the globe and swallows the wealth of generations, leaving only blood and excrement. The Crown calls it piracy to explore frontiers beyond its grasp. So the time has come for us to define the conduct among pirates. I say the Crown has trampled our necks long enough. Need decentralized solutions to centralized problems? Looking for a community of like-minded scoundrels? Or just want some swag to let the Crown know what you think of it? Join the conversation at pirateswithoutborders.com. We won't be hard to find.
Free Talk Live.
Yeah, so basically what you're saying is, Sarah, that you believe that the moon does have oxygen, that it does have an atmosphere, that everything that we've ever been told about it...
water? Of course. It has light.
Everything we've ever been told about the moon has been a lie, is what you're saying.
You know you can look at this thing, right? Like you can go out with a telescope and you can look at it, right?
So you have to be on the satellite. If you go up to the satellite and drink your urine and take rag baths and all that, and you could take pictures of the moon when you're up on the satellite, but you can't not say anything because they'll kill you.
Hold on a second. Hold on. So you're saying if you go up into a satellite, which people don't do because satellites are just basically electronic equipment that transmit things, but if you were to go up into a satellite, that you would then be able to take a picture of the things that are on the moon.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. It's the New Year's Eve edition of the program. And by the way, we will be live here on New Year's Day as well, so... throughout the holidays, Free Talk Live is there for you every single day, 7 to 10 at night Eastern Time. Those are our live times. And like I said, later tonight on Twitch, only at twitch.lrn.fm from 10 p.m. to into the new year. By the way, Freedom's Phoenix is a liberty-oriented news aggregation site. If you want the newest and freshest stories and perspectives on current events from those who value liberty, freedomsphoenix.com has it. Their daily dispatch is the best way to stay up to date on science, technology, historical findings, liberty news, government overspending, and the rise of the police state. It's Freedoms with an S. freedomsphoenix.com, freedomsphoenix.com. At some point, we've got this Uyghur story, which is crazy. It sounds like coming out of China.
Yeah.
That's on the way here tonight. We were just talking about New Year's resolutions and the idea that you don't need to wait until January 1st to decide to make your life better. You can just do that any old day that you're ready to make a change. Now, that can be difficult for some people who have trouble getting out of bed, for instance.
Sure.
But a lot of people out there, and certainly within our listening audience and in general, suffer from depression. And I imagine that makes the matter of trying to improve your life a lot more difficult. So if you want to weigh in, you're welcome to do so. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. I mean, for people who are depressed, going for a walk is a good idea. Getting some exercise is
I struggle with depression.
Yeah.
I mean, but you still have to pull yourself up and go out there and do it. That's the only way to overcome depression.
Of course.
I mean, even that doesn't overcome
I've heard
it. Just
placebos help too.
I'm sure they do.
There was a study that showed that placebo can cure depression.
Well, so can psilocybin cubensis.
Yeah.
They did a study called the gratitude test on people with severe depression. And basically what they were supposed to do was every day they had to come up with 10 things, and not sarcastically, like 10 things every day
that they're grateful for,
that they were grateful for in their life, and that it literally helped people cure their, well, not cure, but combat their depression, because that the concept of gratitude is it's a really
powerful.
strong and powerful thing within the human psyche.
Yeah, I think that's an important idea, is to think about things every day that you're grateful for, and that can keep you in that more positive mindset, because it's easy to get weighed down by the burdens of life. It's easy to look around and see all the ugliness that's out there. But of course, the reality is we have to have the ugly in order to appreciate the beautiful. We have to have the broken in order to appreciate the fixed. But you get to choose what side of those things you focus on, right? So what are you looking for? Odds are good you're going to find it. And being, filling yourself with gratitude towards whatever it is that's in your life, and being specific about it in your mind. Say it out loud if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
These are steps that an individual can take privately. You don't have to tell anybody else, that you're doing this. It's just for you. And focus on those things for some amount of time every day. Some people might call that a meditation.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
That's one way to look at it.
I went to my dad's
UC
church
Berkeley,
once, and they gave everybody Post-it notes, and they said, we want you to write down something on this, and we're going to put it on this board, and everybody's going to pick one thing and pray about it. Well, I took mine home, and I put it on my bathroom mirror to remind myself each day, as long as it's stuck up there, that the only person who can fix my problems is me, and that turning it over to some anonymous person to let them send happy thoughts into the universe, or whatever.
Not that that's a bad idea. I mean, if you want to put good thoughts out there, that can't harm anything.
No, I agree. It certainly won't harm anything.
But you're right. You're the only one who can make a difference in your life.
Yeah.
And being able to take those steps to spend that little bit of time with yourself to try to make your life better, it's worth it. It was worth it for you.
Absolutely.
Right? So you want to join us again. Toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom. And not everything you start has to work out. Sometimes you need to know when to walk away from a bad idea. I mean, because you don't want that, you don't.
I'm not gonna admit what you just said is true, because I don't believe that the ideas are always bad that you have to walk away from.
Well, Google was pretty bad.
Yeah, sometimes you have great ideas and you just can't make it happen.
Sure, and sometimes you might have a great idea, but the marketplace just didn't agree with you. And that's okay too. And in the case of Google Plus, they're shutting down. Remember that thing, Google Plus?
I'd forgotten that it was a thing.
Yeah, we made a page on there once, and we linked it up to whatever other social media we had, and promptly forgot about it.
Yeah.
They're shutting down their beleaguered social network sooner than expected in the wake of a security issue that has affected 52.5 million of their users. They received their initial kiss of death in early October when the company revealed that a security bug had exposed account information of over 500,000 of their users, including the names.
They had 500,000 users? I just remember it was the only way I could ever get in touch with David Friedman.
Okay.
The
so
professor.
that.
That was it.
Yeah.
That was the only like redeeming thing about it was if I needed to get in touch with David Friedman, that was where you went.
Unfortunately, the security flaw exposed the account information, including names, email addresses, and their occupations. So pretty big flaw. And this is what happens, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Google, you fill in the name of the corporation. If they've got your info, there's a good chance that you might be included in one of the next leaks.
Yeah.
And of course, it's all information you gave to them, or it's account information that they gave to you, but either way. In a blog post Monday, Google wrote that they discovered a second bug that allowed the profile information of 52.5 million users to be viewable by developers, even if your profile was set to private. Using one of Google's application programming interfaces, or APIs, for 6 days in November. Once again, available data included information including email addresses, occupations, and ages. Google said the bug didn't give third-party apps access to the financial data or passwords, and it didn't find any evidence the private profile info was accessed or misused. But regardless, they now plan to shut down Google Plus by April of 2019. So if you've got something that matters to you on Google Plus, I doubt you do, but in case that you do, you might want to go ahead and get a copy of that, because it's going to go bye-bye. Like so many other Google projects have over the years. What was they had a feed reading program, I think, at one time. Google, I don't know if it was like Google News or something like that. There was some kind of, you could put like RSS feeds into a Google program, and it was really good. And then they just decided, well, we're just going to stop developing this, and if you don't like it, well, here's your files. We'll give you an export. You can take this export maybe to some other companies. Luckily, some other companies did step up, and they let you kind of import your Google feeds. But they just walked away from that one too. Just the question of, what are they going to walk away from next?
Well, it's, with these companies, you throw 15 piles of manure at the wall and you keep the one that sticks. For them, Hangouts stuck. Drive. They threw Drive. All that stuff out. They threw all that out.
I would not recommend using Google Drive.
Not if you care about your privacy.
Right.
Well, yeah, not if you care about your privacy. But I mean, for what it is, it works really well. And it's popular. A lot of people use it.
The sharing works well.
I hear herpes is popular as well.
Toll-free number tonight. You can join us. It's 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We got the Chinese Muslims coming up here, the Uyghurs. Plus, in other tech news, how much of the internet is fake? Did you guys talk about this story on your show?
No, not yet.
Coming up, Free Talk Live.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live. It's the New Year's Eve edition of the program. Of course, you're invited to join us here if you want. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Also, the Discord on-air call-in line rooms are available. Go to discord.lrn.fm. That's where you can interact with, in this case, not all of you are on Discord at the moment, but y'all do have accounts on Discord.
Yeah.
Will Coley joining me here, and also Aria DeMezzo, the hosts of The Call to Freedom, which I'm happy to say your website is fixed now.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.
Calltofreedomlive.com. Turned out there was some sort of some error with their firewall set up down at y'all's hosting. So
yeah,
we got that ironed out.
Over at agorasthosting.com.
Yeah, and he worked fast to get that fixed.
Oh, he did. Boom. As soon as we knew what was going on.
Yeah. Well, people just don't go to websites anymore.
No.
You know? Like, you didn't go to your website from this computer and however long it was that it was not working. It was working in most of the world.
It worked on my computer, so it didn't mean anything to me.
You know? And Free Talk Live's website has gone down over the years as far as its usage is concerned. People are on these social media platforms.
I remember back in the day, Free Talk Live's website was hopping.
Yeah, there was a time.
It used to be the place. Like 2012, 2013, it was the place, yo.
There was a time. I mean, back before that, we had a thing called a BBS. We had this forum that our users were on quite often. And then once social media happened, it just dragged right up.
Facebook changed the game.
Yeah. And I think it did for the worse, honestly.
Yeah, people are
yep, you caught yourself there, yeah.
Yeah,
people
awful. They're awful
awful
nowadays.
So if you want to comment, join us here. We're going to the phones, to the fun. We got Sarah in New Mexico. Sarah,
already.
Happy New Year. You're on Free Talk Live. Go ahead.
Yes, I just wanted to mention that, my mother texted me. She told me she's going to start ordering that Galactos molecule I was talking about.
Oh, you must be very excited about that. Is she going to join the multi-level network marketing company as well, so she can become a diamond distributor?
Well,
just find two.
You know what?
Who find two, and then they'll find two, and you're set for life.
Well, you know what? What I know is that I know she's going to take. So she told me she's going to take it for the rest of her life now, because she stopped taking it for like 6 months. And then what happened was she was driving and she slammed into a wall.
Oh,
and
my.
then she blacked out because she has diabetes. And then I just told her that she was doing better when she was taking this. And she stopped because she told me the same thing that you guys are saying. It's just a scam. It costs $40 a bottle. It's just a ripoff.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it probably is a scam, and it probably is a ripoff. But that's not to say that some people aren't going to have.
Tell your mother to take black seed oil.
What's that?
Look, I don't know. If she's diabetic enough that she's having seizures and blacking out while driving, she needs to go to a doctor.
For real.
Not a website. Send your mother to, if you care about your mother, send her to a doctor.
An endocrinologist.
Well, the thing is, what my whole point was that I just noticed that she was doing better, like when she was taking this.
We tried to
40
explain
months.
to you this last time, and I'm glad that you've called in again so we can once again explain how important the concept of correlation is not causation. So just because your mom was taking this pill or whatever it is, powder, I'm not sure how it's delivered, just because your mother was taking this product and at the same time she seemed to be better, doesn't necessarily mean that it was that product that was leading to her being better. It could mean that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that. And so that's why going and actually having tests done and maybe getting on some medications that might be actually known to be more effective in this area could be useful. Or just keep taking voodoo pills. I mean, you never know. I mean, the placebo effect is a very strong thing. Now,
but I likes my voodoo pills.
Well, she didn't believe in the pills when she was taking them, right? So it wouldn't have necessarily... I guess it still could have acted as a placebo if she didn't believe in it, but it's more likely to act as a placebo if she believes in it.
Well, the thing is,
you know what the placebo effect is, right, Sarah?
Well, the thing is, you know what?
No, that was a question. No, wait. Don't get back on the script. There's a question for you. Do you know what the placebo effect is?
Yeah, of course I know.
Then can you explain it?
But you know what? Well, of course. The thing is, I'm just saying. So the placebo is like it has no effect, but you believe in it that it works. So then you whatever you believe, you manifest it. That's what you're saying.
Okay, so you do know what the placebo effect is. So could you acknowledge that this is a placebo effect? This Galactos molecule thing you're talking about?
The network marketing.
No. It doesn't have anything to do with network marketing. That's just how they're selling their product. And I've got my own critiques of network marketing, but that's not where I wanted to go when asking you about, whether you can acknowledge that this could be the placebo effect.
But you know what? She's convinced now she's better off with this product. She's willing to pay $38 plus shipping.
Hey, if paying $40 a month for the rest of your life makes you feel better, then write that check. As far as I'm concerned.
Well, the thing is, and then
nothing wrong with that. If that's what makes you feel better, if you're like, if I didn't write this check for $40 or hook up the auto ship through my new account over at whatever company this is, then I would not feel good for the rest of my life. If that makes you feel good, God bless you, Sarah. Thanks for the call tonight. I appreciate it.
Black seed honey and goat's
Happy New
milk.
Year.
It'll make her all better.
Now, did you hear that from somewhere, or did you just make that up?
I just made it up.
Okay.
No, black seed honey and black seed oil are very good for you. They're a part of Ayurvedic medicine. It's traditional Arab and Indian medicines.
See, now that's what you should do. You gotta call it back to something, some sort of authoritarian, man in a lab coat, or the old ways, right?
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
The saying goes is that there's a cure in black seed for everything but death. So if you take black seed, it's good for your health. It's full of like free radicals and antioxidants, and it's not a cure, but it's good for you. It's good to maintain your health, supposedly. I eat black seed honey. It's really thick honey. It's kind of a smoky flavor. It's amazing.
Now you have to import that.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, I have to get it from Kuwait.
Wow.
Basically, yeah. So basically, they have black seed farms in Kuwait, and now they've got this brilliant idea that they put beehives in the middle of those fields. So the bees pollinate their black seed plants and then make honey with it, and it makes a very dark, very, very thick honey, and it has kind of a smoky flavor. And we put it in when we have colds, because there is scientific research that shows that darker honeys are better for you. They have a higher nutritional value. They have higher mineral content and a higher vitamin content. So we use that when we make our teas when we're sick instead of a light colored honey like we would normally use on the table.
And aren't there benefits as well from honey that's not from your local area, to where there's like some sort of immune system benefits to that?
Well,
like that?
if you eat honey from local bees, it will help you with local allergies. So if you're eating honey from Tennessee, when you travel in Tennessee, your allergies may not be as bad. But I would say you would probably want to eat local honey and local bee pollen and local royal jelly if you can get your hands on it. Because that helps you build immunities for local allergens in the flower population. Because, some people have really bad hay fever, and that's a way to help with it.
Toll-free number tonight, 855-450-FREE. You can bring up here whatever you want. Still in the tech news section here of the show, because I found this one the other day, and I think it was actually in our LRN.FM Discord in the News Stories Show Prep group, which is a great group, by the way. I've gotten a lot of great show prep from that group, so thank you to everybody that's submitting content over there. That's one of the other things that sort of replaced our website is, the website is this Reddit-based thing at freetalklive.com where you can submit to a Reddit, but you got to have a Reddit account, and you can tie that into the Free Talk Live account, and there's like a little process to jump through. And some people have jumped through those hoops, and thank you to those people who have.
I have.
But in order to just drop show prep in our chat room, you just have to be on the Discord server and then just paste in whatever you want. There's no process of having to submit a thing, so it's much easier to just drop it in. Now, there's also no voting necessarily in that way either, but I like it. There's been a lot of good content there. How much of the internet is fake? According to the Intelligencer at the New York Magazine, they say, turns out, a lot of it, actually. We'll see what they mean coming up here in moments. Toll-free number to join us on the radio, 855-450-FREE like freedom. This is Free Talk Live.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
Marijuana has unleashed a green gold rush across our nation. It's creating $10.8 billion in new wealth a year. And every day, it's transforming more and more Americans into millionaires. In an historic event, former Speaker of the House John Boehner reveals how you could become one of them. Join him online for the American Cannabis Summit. Attendance is 100% free, but space is limited. Join online at www.acs2018.com. This event is the first of its kind ever. John Boehner and an esteemed panel will reveal which cannabis stocks are primed to deliver life-changing windfalls in the weeks and months ahead. Plus, they will show you how to become a cannabis angel investor, backing the hottest startups before they potentially become worth billions of dollars. Join American Cannabis Summit online at acs2018.com. Attendance is free. That's acs2018.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your AMP will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you AMP Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. It is the New Year's Eve edition of the show, and you can join us right here. Our toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Free Talk Live brought to you by Bitcoin.com. You want to go learn the basics about cryptocurrency? Go take the Bitcoin.com Academy over at Bitcoin.com. Like a lot of the rest of the website there, it is free. Now, of course, it's not free to buy Bitcoin, but you can also do that through Bitcoin.
It's about $3,700 to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, if you want to get one of them, but you can always get a fraction. You can get a piece of, spend $50, $20. You can do that and get a fraction of a Bitcoin. Go to Bitcoin.com, get started. It's the new year. This is something you can make a resolution for, is to learn about cryptocurrency. You got to do that.
Just tune into the call to freedom.
Sooner rather than later. Now, that's a good way to do it. You guys have the crypto hour every single day, the 5 p.m. hour, which is actually sort of morphed recently into the crypto/gaming hour.
And tech. We talk about a little bit of everything, but crypto news since the great crash of 2018. Crypto news has kind of just been that. Like, everybody's just talking about how everybody's losing money and ETFs haven't been approved, and crypto kitties and crypto gaming is big, and that's it. And people are going to jail for all the scams.
And that makes me want to kill myself, so we try to avoid the topic.
Yeah. It's like, if we have to talk about gaming, we can't talk about the fact that crypto gaming is so huge right now. We have to talk about something else. So so we talk. Basically, me and Aria nerded out on the air one day, and the people that were listening liked it, and I was like, well, let's do this more often then.
So, not crypto-related news, but internet fakery news coming out of New York Magazine. In late November, the Justice Department unsealed indictments against 8 people accused of fleecing advertisers of $36 million in 2 of the largest digital ad fraud operations ever uncovered. Digital advertisers tend to want 2 things: people to look at their ads and their premium websites, i.e. established and legitimate publications, on which to host them. The 2 schemes at issue in the case, dubbed MethBot and 3VE by the security researchers who found them, faked both. Hucksters infected 1.7 million computers with malware that remotely directed traffic to spoofed websites, that is to say, empty websites designed for bot traffic, that served up a video ad purchased from one of the internet's vast programmatic ad exchanges, but that were designed, according to the indictments, to, quote, fool advertisers into thinking that an impression of their ad was being served onto a premium publisher site, like that of Vogue or The Economist. So they were showing a video on a site to a malware bot, and somehow were managing to make it look like they were actually giving them views on big websites. Views, meanwhile, were faked by malware-infected computers with marvelously sophisticated techniques to imitate humans. Bots, quote, faked clicks, mouse movements, and social network login information to masquerade as engaged human consumers. Some were sent to browse the internet to gather tracking cookies from other websites, just as a human visitor would have done through their regular behavior. And fake people with fake cookies and fake social media accounts, fake moving their fake cursors, fake clicking on fake websites. The fraudsters had essentially created a simulacrum of the internet, where the only real things were the advertisements. How much of the internet is fake? Studies generally suggest that year after year, less than 60% of web traffic is actually human. Some years, according to some researchers, a healthy majority of it is robot. For a period of time in 2013, the Times reported this year that a full half of YouTube traffic was bots masquerading as people. A portion so high that employees feared an inflection point after which YouTube's systems for detecting fraudulent traffic would begin to regard bot traffic as real and human traffic as fake.
Wow.
They called this hypothetical event, quote, the inversion. Now, according to
it's a real possibility if their algorithm is dynamic enough to, gauge behavior and say, okay, this is human and this isn't, and it assumes that the majority of traffic it gets is human.
Right.
Sure.
In the future, writes the article at the Intelligencer, when I look back from the high-tech gamer jail in which President PewDiePie will have imprisoned me, I will remember 2018 as the year the internet passed the inversion. Not in some strict
President PewDiePie.
Not in some strict numerical sense, since bots already outnumber humans online more years than not, but in the perceptual sense. The internet has always played host in its dark corners to schools of catfish and embassies of Nigerian princes. But that darkness now pervades its every aspect. Everything that once seemed definitively and unquestionably real now seems slightly fake. Everything that once seemed slightly fake now has the power and presence of the real. I mean, Trump?
Yeah.
Doesn't that describe Trump?
Yes.
The fakeness of the post-inversion internet is a less calculable falsehood and a more particular quality of experience. The uncanny sense that what you encounter online is not real, but is also undeniably not fake, and indeed maybe both at once or in succession as you turn it over in your head. By the way, I'd like to just add in here, since we're talking about the internet, did you guys notice? I just noticed this today. I went on 3 websites this afternoon, and they popped up one of those damn accept the cookies. Let's explain to you what a cookie is. And here's the accept
website,
button.
Yes.
It seems like it's gotten worse now, and I think everybody's putting in their new policies for 2019 that it's New Year's Eve. They're putting in whatever the new programming is to start forcing these things on you, and they are more forced now as of today, it seems like, than they've ever been.
I don't accept. I never accept.
But still, you've got it now. All of a sudden, there's an extra click required to go to every major website at this point. It used to be you just went to the web and there was your website. Even though there were some ads on it, now you got to click past some accept button or hit the X button in order for it to, make the rest of the screen not dark gray, so you can actually read what's going on there. And it's taking up a good third to maybe even half of the screen.
Well, even when you get rid of that,
Europe.
At half the page still is going to be social media icons for you to share whatever it is you're trying to read, rather than reading what you're trying to read.
Right. Well, of course, less now that Google Plus is
reading
gone,
what we're trying to read isn't usually worth reading anyway.
But I just thought, you know what? I think that's getting worse than it has been. In fact, there was one of them that I clicked on, and then it gave me another notice letting me know that I had just clicked on that. And then I had to click past that. So that was a 2-click website to get into. So now it's going to cost us more time just to get to the things that we want to, because some bureaucrats, politicians over in in the European Union passed this regulation last year, and now every website in the world thinks they got to jump through these hoops or else they're going to go to prison.
It's nothing. You ought to see India.
What's going on there?
Oh my God, India's new laws are just terrible. We covered them last week. Basically, any sharing of any kind, YouTube. This is getting you thrown in prison.
Sharing's illegal in India?
Well, they're cracking down on intellectual property.
Like hardcore cracking down.
Oh, boy.
Everything. There is no such thing as fair use. There's no such thing as satire. All that stuff is gone. You know, DJs remixing, gone. You upload that, you're in deep doo-doo.
Well, the Motion Picture Association must be really happy about that. That's sad.
Oh, I wonder if Bollywood has anything to do with it. Because they sell their movies uber cheap. I mean, you can go on Prime Video if you go on Netflix, Prime, Hulu, there's literally more Indian movies on all of these places you can watch than there is anything else.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Tons of them. Tons. I mean, there's lots of good stuff to watch, but oh my God, it's 3 times as many Indian movies as there is everything else.
But still, all those rules in India aren't affecting every single website in the world.
Well,
every damn website's putting these damn notices up about the cookies.
See, that's what they were worried about, is that what happens is it's a lot easier for a lot of these content providers to comply with the law than it is to build a separate internet for all these different countries.
Yep.
And that's what they're worried about, is that since as you said, everybody's falling down and falling in line with Europe's new regulations.
Yeah,
and the fear is that the same thing is going to happen with India. Either that, or India is going to have to create its own internet like they did in China. They're going to have to create like their own version of the Great Wall.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Or we'll just migrate to Tor.
Exactly. Yeah, because Tor is a thing. It exists.
Tor stands for the Onion Router, which you can learn more about. You should learn more about. Of course, there are some questions as to the security of Tor that were revealed within the last few years.
I definitely wouldn't use the default Tor browser.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Is there like a special Tor browser that you know about, or do you just have to like do all the configuring yourself?
I avoid it.
Okay.
Unless it's something that I really don't need security for anyway, in which reasonable security is probably okay for that. But
that said, there are still a bunch of darknet drug websites that are selling to thousands upon thousands of people without any NAS bus ever happening in the history of Tor. So I mean, for all the sites they've taken down, they haven't done huge roundups or anything like that. They'll get a handful of folks, but that's usually about as far as it goes. Of course, Ross Ulbricht's in prison for the rest of his life. 2 life sentences plus 40 years, and he just celebrated, I think, his 6th year, if you can say commemorate his 6th year in prison behind bars for Christmas. More coming up.
Would you like to get back that full head of hair from years past? Introducing Reveal from GCNlife.com. Beverly Hills dermatologist Dr. Nathan Newman invented Reveal, which contains polypeptides with natural botanicals and no parabens, sulfates, silicones, or dyes for a salon-quality hair growth product. Reveal. Here's Dr. Newman.
I have treated a lot of patients who lose their hair and they lose their confidence. We've created a unique set of polypeptides, which we call HPT6. The HPT6 contains the polypeptides from 6 different plants. The scalp infusion treatment should be used on wet or dry scalp. The Reveal hair care system is designed to be used for men and women alike.
Get Reveal at GCNlife.com with a 30-day money-back guarantee. So try Reveal today at GCNlife.com or 844-443-6637. Plus a discount up to 25% off for Reveal at GCNlife.com or 844-443-6637.
We've all heard about blockchain assets like Dogecoin, Ether, and Ripple. Bitcoin isn't the only player in the blockchain game any longer. And for those of us wondering how to get our hands on these digital assets, finally, there's a solution. Shapeshift.io allows you to buy and sell between your digital assets and Bitcoin instantly between your own digital wallets. I've used it with ease. Shapeshift.io. There's no account or email address needed. You send them the crypto you want to sell. They send back the crypto you want to buy. It's that easy. Shapeshift.io.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, December 31st, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.47 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,282 per ounce. Zen is trading at $5, and the average price of Bitcoin is $3,796. Antiwar.com reports details are still scant, but North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has reportedly sent a conciliatory message to President Donald Trump on the subject of nuclear talks. Officials have yet to discuss what the message exactly said. With limited negotiations having been made between the U.S. and North Korea in recent months, it makes sense that Kim would be trying to cut through the bureaucracy with direct leader-to-leader communications. One thing North Korea is being a bit more direct on is wanting more summits between Kim and South Korea's President Moon Jae-in. South Korea's Blue House has confirmed that Kim has told them he wants multiple high-level meetings to work towards denuclearization. For Kim, working with South Korea has been a lot more productive than working with the United States. Though he and Trump got along well enough, the U.S. has refused any sanctions relief following the effort and has actually escalated U.S. sanctions and threats against the North, even as Trump praises them for advances towards meeting U.S. demands. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They are working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform. The unique spelling of Horizon is a nod to their heritage and recognizes that they remain committed to the vision that their project was built upon. Their coin and ticker symbol remain ZEN. Learn more at horizon.global and join the Horizon community. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports an American doctor who was exposed to Ebola while treating patients in the Democratic Republic of Congo was transported to the United States to be monitored. The doctor, who was not identified due to privacy concerns, arrived at a medical center in Omaha, Nebraska, which had previously treated Ebola patients and is partnered with the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Ted Cieslak, MD, infectious diseases specialist with Nebraska Medicine, said this person may have been exposed to the virus but is not ill and is not contagious. Should any symptoms develop, the Nebraska Medicine UNMC team is among the most qualified in the world to deal with them. It can take up to 3 weeks after contracting Ebola for an infected person to begin showing symptoms. The 39-year-old physician was working at a missionary hospital in the Congo and treated a severely ill patient who was subsequently tested positive for Ebola. The physician also received the experimental Ebola vaccine a day after the exposure as a preventative measure. Nebraska Medical Center officials said the physician was transported to the facility from the Congo by private plane and car. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. Reuters reports Senator Lindsey Graham said on Sunday he was optimistic that Republicans, Democrats, and President Donald Trump could reach a deal to end a government shutdown that includes border wall funding and legal status for some undocumented immigrants. Graham told reporters after meeting Trump for lunch at the White House that Trump was receptive to Graham's idea of a deal that might provide work permits to dreamers in exchange for money for a physical border barrier. Graham said the president was upbeat, he was in a very good mood, and I think he's receptive to making a deal, adding that Trump found the potential dreamer concession interesting. But the senator said there would never be a government spending deal that did not include money for a wall or other physical barriers on the U.S.-Mexico border. The wall was one of the central promises of Trump's presidential campaign. Graham said, "I don't see Democrats giving us more money unless they get something. So the one thing we talked about is making deals," adding, "After lunch, I've never been more encouraged that if we get people talking, we can find our way out of this mess, and that would include around $5 billion for border security, /wall/fencing, whatever you want to call it, in the areas that make sense." Trump later made clear on Twitter he regarded the wall as necessary. The Trump administration in 2017 announced a plan to phase out the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program, begun under former President Barack Obama to shield dreamers from deportation. But Trump's DACA phase-out has been delayed by court rulings against it. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
The CEO of Dollar Tree unveils the long-rumored foil baking pan. A new donor liver complains about the difficulty of working with Lou Reed. And a local couple keeps their marriage together for the sake of no one. We'll keep this as quick and painless as possible. This is the Onion Week in Review. A study published this week in the Journal of Financial Economics found that 83% of gamblers quit right before they would have hit the big one. Researchers confirmed that roughly 8 out of 10 gamblers who walked away from slot machines, poker games, horse races, roulette, and other games were consistently just a single stake away from winning it all, and unknowingly gave up a lifetime of fortune by quitting prematurely.
Our study proved that subjects who closed an online poker session, walked away from a slot machine, or even gave up gambling altogether would have won millions of dollars in the next bet. Also, people who walk away after hitting it big are missing out on a chance to make more money. I mean, when you're hot, you're hot.
In other news, an Asian guy has a separate group of Asian friends, and a vain Galapagos tortoise tries to pass for 90.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It is Free Talk Live. We are launching into the second hour of the program here. The second hour of what has actually been, this is hour number 5 for you, I think, Aria? You guys have been here.
Starting number 5?
Yeah, since 4 o'clock Eastern Time today. Thereabouts, and we're going late into the night tonight, actually going to be doing a proper New Year's Eve episode of Free Talk Live, since we historically have always had to stop the show at 10 o'clock because we've historically just been a radio show. About a month and a half ago, we launched our after shows on Twitch only, where there's no FCC censorship. And so we get to talk about,
there's Twitch censorship.
There are Twitch censors, yep, but they don't censor quite as much as the FCC. So we can get a little deeper into topics that we otherwise couldn't, and say things that we otherwise couldn't. Yeah. And so we're going to be doing that from 10 p.m. Eastern Time tonight. So after our radio show on twitch.lrn.fm all the way into 2019. So we will ring in the new year together here on Free Talk Live. I think for the first time in the history of Free Talk Live. So that'll be kind of fun.
We did it last year because we were on till midnight.
Oh, really? Was it was it a Sunday? It must have been a Sunday night,
yeah,
right?
It was a Sunday night.
Okay, right on. So
well, you were. I was on until 11.
And you weren't physically here at that point either.
No.
So
I was on Central Time.
Oh,
right.
You were still
so it
in
wasn't the New Year where you were.
You weren't physically here either, were you?
Yeah, I was physically here.
Yeah. They moved back in September of 2017.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Back when Mosque opened up, I think probably early December or late November.
Early December.
Yeah.
Because we actually got into the building Thanksgiving weekend. And then we had at least another 2 weeks of renovating we had to do.
Yep. Of course, still not over yet, but nonetheless,
we've still got stuff we need to do. There's I want to put some insulation in a few places. Yep. Floors are kind of cold. We want to warm the building up, lower our energy consumption costs, kind of green the mosque up, so to speak, for as much as you can for a building that's like 200 years old. So, we're going to try to make a 200-year-old building green as much as we can. And, we're doing what we can do a little at a time.
Exactly.
Every day is a process.
So you can check out more of Will and Aria, of course, on their show, The Call to Freedom, which you can go to calltofreedomlive.com and check out their website there. It's available every single day. You guys have a podcast version of the show.
We
do. Live.
If you go to the website, you can find it. Plus, we're on Twitch. We've also got a YouTube archive that you can go check out if you want to.
Yeah, we're all on the same Twitch channel over at twitch.lrn.fm. Though, Aria, you do have your own gaming channel.
I do.
On occasion. What do you like? Once a week? Once every other week?
It's more rare than that lately. I don't think I've streamed since like October.
Do you have to be in a mood? Because I know you still play games. Like you work and everything, but you still play games. So like, do you have to be in a certain mood to where?
Well, it is certainly more effort to stream something on Twitch.
Yeah,
I can't just lay back at the bed and play my Switch or something.
I see what you're saying.
I have to sit up and
right.
You got to look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, tomorrow on Call to Freedom, we're actually going to have like one of the biggest viral stories that you've seen out in the last week. A lady had an absolute freak out at the GameStop. Well, a transgendered person had an absolute freak
Customer
out.
or employee?
Customer. Threatened the guy behind the counter a number of times.
Caused property damage.
Yeah. And we are the first media outlet to get her tomorrow, exclusively on the Cult of Freedom, we are going to have, what's her name?
Tiffany.
We're going to have Tiffany, the GameStop lady.
Now, did y'all play that audio on the air?
No, you cannot play that audio.
We can tonight.
No,
That's true.
We can tonight.
Oh my God! Yeah, on the after show.
It'll be a teaser. We'll tease it for.
There you go. Yeah.
Play the full audio for a teaser for the interview that's going to happen.
Definitely couldn't play it on Free Talk Live either. You got to watch out for this.
Don't. Let's not forget this. We got to make sure that we're going to be distracted tonight. I'm sure in the after show because it's a little more fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing when we do the after show. There's like not.
Oh, so now you get to know what it's like to do the Call to Freedom just without cussing.
You mean with cussing?
What?
Well, no Call to Freedom. We can't cuss.
That's what I'm saying. So
you can. You just have to mute yourself.
Yeah, to mute yourself.
Yeah. Well, if you
turned
listen
that
carefully,
into an art, by the way.
If you listen carefully, you might be able to hear in the background because the other mic might still pick up, even if you're yelling the F word loud enough or something like that. And you hit the mute button on your
Aria
mic.
doesn't usually scream the F word when she says
No, you don't. A lot of times you censor yourself.
Yeah,
I've seen. So we were talking in the last hour. We got started on a story about the internet being a fake place. As far as there is apparently $36 million worth of faked ads.
Well, I'm confused by this whole thing, to be honest, because everything on the internet is fake. I mean, that's by definition.
What do you mean by that?
It's virtual reality for all intents and purposes.
It's all an illusion.
Sure,
that's
true. I mean, what is the difference
wild.
between interacting with a human being with whom you've never met over the internet and interacting with a bot?
The difference
over the
is
internet?
people want the humans to buy something. So they want the humans to see the ad, so they will eventually go and purchase the thing they see in the ad.
But for ordinary people,
they haven't got
the
bots yet that are sophisticated enough to buy and then ask for a refund 3 days later, so that they get mixed in with all the other purchases that are made and they never know where it came from.
Yeah, so the advertisers, they want some kind of results. They want to be able to
all
not
you
only
programmers out there, there's a business idea for you.
Because when you see as an advertiser, you say, oh, well, this podcast gets this many audio impressions, this many people listen. Well, we really want them to be listening to the show.
All our likes are fake.
This isn't about stroking, our ego. It's about we want to actually reach an audience with a message. Now, in our case, we care about the message of liberty, but we also have advertisers that would also like our audience to hear their message and consider their products. And if it turns out that that's fake, well, if we knew it, then that's fraud on our part.
Sure.
In this case, the people who are being victimized were the people who are buying the ads on these platforms. And I don't know exactly all the details of which websites or on which sites these were showing up, but
basically, what is the
basically
actual success rate of someone clicking an ad and going through and actually buying the product?
very poor.
I mean, it would have to be, right?
It's very poor.
So,
I mean, it's
how
as
much
bad as direct. Probably, I don't know if it's as bad, but it's probably in the same range as like direct mail. All these dumb junk mail ads that you get in the mail, because mail still exists. Young people, this is this old thing that's going out of style. But you still get these ads in the mail, especially if you're in the political scene, like libertarian parties and, the gun owners associations. All these different organizations are constantly sending fundraising letters, and they're trying to pitch you, and it's usually like, we're in a battle against the Democrats, or we're in the battle against the Republicans, and we got to keep fighting. And then they need more money. How many people does that actually work on? What percentage of their list of, let's say they're sending it to 5,000 recipients, what percentage can you actually expect that is going to cut you a check back? I bet you it's under 1%. It's probably much less.
When Ron Paul did it back in 2012, it worked. Or 2008. No, it would have been 2012. And I sent him some money.
Absolutely.
But that was Ron Paul.
Yeah. Well, it's going to work on some people, and Ron Paul might be statistically more likely to be working because he's an actual success story, and people can get excited by him. But and I'm not going to say it's exactly the same as direct mail, but I feel like in my mind that that's not that much more effective. Like you're still going to only reach, you might reach a large number of people, but you're only going to affect a very small portion of them. And of course, then there's also branding style advertising where you're not expecting a direct result. Like, if you're trying to sell a specific product at a specific time, that's one thing. Like if there's a sale on or there's a new product that you're offering. And then the other thing is just kind of putting it out there of what your brand is, why your brand is the best. why
like
you
Apple
want
and Starbucks
yeah,
kind of
well,
branding.
You're drinking a Pepsi here tonight. They're not an advertiser, but they might have paid for that product placement or something like that.
I would love for Pepsi to pay us for their product placement.
Wouldn't that be nice?
They get it for free
real.
every day.
So does Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Even though it's usually the coffee from home that's in the cup.
Well, now they changed their name. They're now Dunkin'.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever.
So you'd actually have to know
to appeal
what the
to
logo
younger
looked
people.
Well, why are they called Dunkin' if there's two D's? Because I just bought this, a brand new cup.
And must have put it on clearance or something like that.
No, they just got them.
No,
Like
they're
I
probably just-
waited
I
for
didn't
the
think
new
they had
shipment.
made the change yet. I thought they had announced
There's a few
it.
of them. There's a few of the stores in New Hampshire that just says Dunkin' on the sign out front. Now the sign on the building wasn't updated yet.
This is one of the first Dunkin' Donuts ever. If you
In
didn't-
Keene?
Yeah, the one right
Really?
here in front of your, right next to,
I had no
to the
idea.
studio.
I
Yeah,
had no
yeah,
idea.
yeah. They have a big thing up that tells when they bought it in the 60s and everything.
We
It's
got
one of the
more
original
coming up
franchises.
about fake stuff on the internet, fake clicks, fake viewers. Apparently, it's pretty prevalent. More coming up. Free Talk Live.
She seems happier. Her fur is so much shinier, silkier, softer. She has really mellowed a lot.
Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog for life.
The shedding has stopped. The itching has stopped.
Since 2001, we've helped more than 250,000 dogs get over their nutritional deficiency miseries.
And saved our customers bazillions in vet bills.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
The omega-3 fatty acids,
Flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa.
the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
Dynovite is nutrition.
Dynovite for life.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dynovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you can move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep sleep faster and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry MyPillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose.
And here's Mike's best offer ever. MyPillow is now offering 50% off their 4-pack special plus free shipping. Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-951-5617 and use promo code FTL. That's 50% off plus free shipping. Don't delay. Order now.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more.
Love what we do? Please help support our international satellite channels at patreon.lrn.fm. That's patreon.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can take control of the airwaves here. Apparently, we're being told we're jumping the shark tonight, and I have to say I'm also curious as to why that is. With you in the studio here, by the way, you've got Ian,
Aria,
and Will.
We're doing Free Talk Live, and of course, you can take control of the airwaves. You can bring up whatever you want, and we've also got the Discord on air call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. Plus, again, toll-free number 855-450-FREE, like freedom. As we continue here, Will is not used to the new microphone.
I hate it. Yeah. I'm used to being in the driver's seat.
Well, we're here. Things are a little different tonight. You guys are the hosts of the Call to Freedom. This is Free Talk Live. It's open phones, as it always is here, and we're going to be doing a little bit later on tonight an actual New Year's Eve after show, what we call Freer Talk Live. And so welcome to the final episode of 2019 starting, well, it's already started in some time zones, but here in the Eastern time zone has not yet done so. And
it's New Year's in England already.
We're talking about, that's right, we are talking about fakery on the internet, metrics being fake. This story from New York Magazine, they just revealed a $36 million fraud scheme where advertisers were being duped into thinking their videos and ads were being shown on big-name websites. Turns out it was actually just being shown privately to a botnet that was being run purportedly by the advertising company. So it says here that take something as simple as how we measure web traffic. Metrics should be the most real thing on the internet. They're accountable, trackable, and verifiable, and their existence undergirds the advertising business that drives our biggest social and search platforms. Yet not even Facebook, the world's greatest data-gathering organization, seems able to produce genuine figures. In October, small advertisers filed suit against the social media giant, accusing it of covering up for a year its significant overstatements of the time that users spent watching videos on its platform. So apparently Facebook was overstating by 60 to 80%, or excuse me, Facebook says it was by 60 to 80%. The plaintiffs say they were overstating 150 to 900%. According to an exhaustive list at Marketing Land over the past 2 years, Facebook has admitted to misreporting the reach of posts on Facebook pages in two different ways: the rate at which viewers complete ad videos and the average time spent reading its instant articles, the amount of referral traffic from Facebook to external websites, the number of views that videos receive via Facebook's mobile site, and the number of video views in the instant articles. Can we still trust the metrics? After the inversion, which the idea of the inversion, for those of you just tuning in, was when the sort of the analytics, the bot, the algorithms that determine whether or not a viewer on a website is a bot or an actual human being, that they would begin to believe that the bots are humans simply because there are so many bots on the internet. That's the idea of the inversion, as I understood it.
Well, I mean, to hear anybody in social media say it, if you don't like Trump, you're automatically a bot. So I'm going to say 3/4 of the internet is bots. Yeah.
So after the inversion, what's the point? Even when we put our faith in their accuracy, there's something not quite real about them. My favorite statistic, writes The Intelligence here at New York Magazine, of this year was Facebook's claim that 75 million people watched at least a minute of Facebook Watch videos every day. Though, as Facebook admitted, the 60 seconds in that 1 minute didn't need to be watched consecutively. So they watched a total of 60 seconds of video in one day, but they weren't all the same video.
Oh.
Right. So their user might have watched 5 seconds here, 10 seconds there, whatever. So real videos, real people, but fake minutes. The people are fake, says Intelligencer, and maybe we shouldn't even assume that the people are real. Over at YouTube, the business of buying and selling video views is flourishing, as the Times reminded readers with a lengthy investigation in August. The company says only a tiny fraction of its traffic is fake. But fake subscribers are enough of a problem that the site recently undertook a purge of spam accounts. I remember seeing the notice when I went into Facebook that there might be some disruptions in your view counts, as they were telling me as a channel owner, because I run the Free Keen YouTube channel, that your subscription numbers may be dropping because we're going to get rid of fake subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say that I put any fake subscribers in there. I didn't do that. But
Sure.
some algorithm out there may have done that. Fake subscribers are enough of a problem. They purged the spam accounts in mid-December. These days, the Times found you can buy 5,000 YouTube views. 30 seconds of a video, by the way, counts as a view, for as low as $15.
Well, what they're seeing right now a lot of is they have these like farms and view farms in places like Pakistan, where, I mean, these people
Guess
are
what
making
they're getting into.
They're making a living doing this. I mean, these people otherwise would be, pretty
Dirt
bad
poor.
off. Yeah. So, and what they do, the reason why Free Talk Live or Free Keen or whatever has some fakes in with there is because they have to do that.
And honestly, I don't know. I haven't even looked at the numbers.
What they've learned is that to beat the algorithms, what they have to do is if they get a contract, say, Bob's Bits wants 5,000 hits on their videos, they have to go to other ones periodically and subscribe to them too, or they'll get to look real. And so even if these are real human beings that are making these clicks, but they're still fake.
They're just not watching. They can't even understand the videos.
Yeah, they're not. It's just about subscribing. Yeah. And if the same, because they're coming from the same IP addresses.
It looks like we didn't go down. I'd just like to say, I'm just checking the Free Keen channel right now. It looks like we didn't go down.
But a lot of this stuff is coming from Pakistan. 17. It's coming from Indonesia. It's coming from these impoverished countries that these big companies contract people there to do the liking and stuff. To fool the bots. By using humans is an easy way to fool the software, because you really are using a human.
Putting a bunch of phones in front of them or whatever. And so, in fact, this actually gets into that a little bit here. It says that, again, you can buy 5,000 YouTube views for as low as $15.
Yep.
And often customers are led to believe the views they purchase come from real people. More likely, though, they come from bots. On some platforms, video views and app downloads can be forged in lucrative industrial counterfeiting operations. If you want a picture of what the inversion looks like, find a video of what they call a click farm. Hundreds of individual smartphones arranged in rows on shelves or racks in professional-looking offices, each watching the same video or downloading the same app. This is obviously not real human traffic, but what would real human traffic look like? The inversion gives rise to some odd philosophical quandaries. If a Russian troll using a Brazilian man's photograph to masquerade as an American Trump supporter watches a video on Facebook, is that view real?
Called it. I knew they were going to say something about Russian trolls and Trump supporters.
Not only do we have bots masquerading as humans and humans masquerading as other humans, but also sometimes humans masquerading as bots, pretending to be, now this is a new idea for me, artificial intelligence personal assistants like Facebook's M, in order to help tech companies appear to possess cutting-edge AI. We even have whatever CGI Instagram influencer Lil Miquela is, a fake human with a real body, fake face, and a real influence. What is Lil Miquela? Is this one of these artificial intelligence chatters on the internet? One of these artificial intelligence tweeters? We'll have to look into that. Toll-free number here tonight if you want to join us, 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. More about internet fakery. Well, it's still hard to fake video, but you can do that. But we're actually really here tonight if you want to join us. It's Free Talk Live.
Silver has always been nature's very own antibiotic, and only one system allows you to produce an endless supply of nano-sized silver solutions right from the convenience of your home. Silver Lungs. With the addition of our unique lung delivery system, respiratory infections are targeted directly, where traditional oral administration simply cannot reach. This pioneering method also preserves the original particle sizes and delivers your silver solution directly into the bloodstream. See the Silver Lungs generator and lung delivery system at silverlungs.com. That's silverlungs.com.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. Did you know we've taken our LRN.FM telephone listen line to a new level with the LRN.FM audio on demand line? Now you can call 712-770-8447 anytime and listen to LRN.FM's live feed. And you can listen to a bunch of our original shows on demand. Long distance fees may apply. Just dial 712-770-8447 and choose from the menu. 712-770-8447.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You can join us right here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. One place you're not going to find a bunch of spam as far as the user-created content is over at liberty.menu. That's where libertarians have for a long time have wanted to have a platform where they can promote their business as, you know, letting folks know that it's a liberty-friendly business. That's where you can go to liberty.menu and get started. It's free. You just submit whatever items you want to the site, and they can be, you know, your different projects, the different businesses that you have. If you're a digital content creator, you can submit your content there over at liberty.menu. You can also if you are, for instance, a events coordinator, let's say you're putting something together like the upcoming Fork Fest 2019, you can put that up on there as well. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you want other libertarians to know that you're doing, get it up over there over at liberty.menu. It's free, so Try it out. Liberty.menu. If you're a libertarian, if you're not, you really don't belong there. So you do need to be an individual who rejects the initiation of force and agrees to abide by the ethics of the non-aggression principle. But if you do, then you qualify to use liberty.menu. We're talking about all kinds of fakery on the internet. The story coming from the Intelligencer over at New York Magazine, and talking about the fake humans, the humans pretending they're other humans, fake robots pretending they're humans, even saying there are humans pretending to be robots on the internet as well. The Atlantic reports that non-CGI human influencers are posting fake sponsored content. That is, content meant to look like content that's meant to look authentic for free to attract attention from brand reps who they hope will pay them real money. The money is usually real. Not always. Ask someone who enthusiastically got into cryptocurrency this time last year, but often enough to be an engine of the inversion. If the money's real, why does anything else need to be? Earlier this year, the writer and artist Jenny Odell began to look into an Amazon reseller that had bought goods from other Amazon resellers and resold them, again on Amazon, at higher prices. Odell discovered an elaborate network of fake price gouging and copyright-stealing businesses connected to the cult-like evangelical church whose followers resurrected Newsweek in 2013 as a zombie search engine optimized spam farm. This is just bizarre.
Wait, what?
Yeah, apparently. You remember
What
Newsweek
church?
used to be? It's not clear which evangelical church.
Newsweek was a magazine.
It was.
Oh,
And
it's
then
gone?
Yeah, they ended. And apparently, it says some evangelical church brought it back as a zombie search engine optimized spam farm. She visited a strange bookstore operated by the resellers in San Francisco and found a stunted concrete reproduction of the dazzlingly phony storefronts that she'd encountered on Amazon, arranged haphazardly with best-selling books, plastic tchotchkes, and beauty products apparently bought from wholesalers. She said, at some point, I began to feel like I was in a dream, or that I was half awake, unable to distinguish the virtual from the real, the local from the global, a product from a Photoshop image, the sincere from the insincere.
Welcome to the internet.
The only site that gives me that dizzying sensation of unreality as often as Amazon does is YouTube, which plays host to weeks' worth of inverted, inhuman content, TV episodes that have been mirror flipped to avoid copyright takedowns, because the YouTube algorithms will detect a certain video signature as this is copyrighted movie X. But if you reverse the video...
I watched Hercules in reverse when it came
Did you
out.
really?
By The Rock. Yeah, the Hercules of The Rock. I watched it on my TV in full size, just flipped, and it didn't bother me a bit that I couldn't read the credits. You know, The Rock was in it. Who
you
cares?
could still hear
who
the
else was
audio.
in it?
The
Yeah.
audio was still good.
Well, sometimes they blow it up, too. They
The video?
reverse it, and they blow it up
Oh,
really
that's annoying.
big.
That would annoy the hell out of me.
That I can't do. Yeah. My kids will watch Polar Express like that.
Yeah,
but
they
not
don't
me.
care.
Yeah, I'm like, no, you got to turn that stuff off. It's giving me a headache.
So apparently these mirror videos are right next to huckster vloggers flogging merchandise who air next to anonymously produced videos that are ostensibly for children. An animated video of Spider-Man and Elsa from Frozen riding tractors is not, not real. Some poor soul animated it and gave voice to its actors, and I have no doubt that some number, dozens, hundreds, millions, sure, why not, of kids have sat and watched it and found some mystifying occult enjoyment in it. But it's certainly not official.
My kids watch the stupidest stuff on the internet, yo. Like, you've seen the breakfast burrito song. The video.
I don't know.
You have to have, because we play it on the show all the time now. I love it. And they that whole thing, they love the...
Is it just some bizarre thing?
They sing songs about tacos and nachos and burritos and pizza and chicken nuggets, like stuff that kids like, and they sing these fun little dance songs or like power ballads and stuff about, and they're hilarious.
Well, it used to be Barney on PBS, but now there's so many more
you've got the
options.
Ryan, the little boy that opens like eggs and Kinder eggs and toys and just plays with toys. He now has his own toy line. The kid makes like $37 million a year.
Wow.
To play with toys on the internet.
Video. Yeah.
Yeah. Every day he gets a big plastic egg filled with crap, and he opens it up, And my kids go bananas because he's like, I got a whole case of Kinder Eggs. And he just opens them all and takes all the toys out of them and goes, look at all the toys from the Kinder Eggs.
Is it true they legalized Kinder Eggs in the United States?
They're back. They're in Walmart now.
Yeah.
What is a Kinder Egg?
Oh, you've not heard of these. They used to be prohibited in the United States. You'd have to get them in Canada. And I think it was illegal to sneak them across the border.
Yeah, you weren't supposed to have them. We used to buy them at the Muslim stores because they would buy them over there and then smuggle them into the U.S. and sell them on the counter.
Isn't it an egg with a toy in it? I've never actually...
It's an egg that's a chocolate egg, and inside the chocolate egg is a plastic egg. And inside the plastic egg is either a toy or a little thing with a toy inside of it.
Right, and so the claim was that kids are going to choke on these. Yeah. So therefore...
Well, like at Walmart, you can get them with princesses, Disney princesses, and Star Wars now. So I guess Disney had the clout that they brought them back.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Because all the Kinder Eggs that I see here in the States are Disney licensed toys inside of them.
So yeah, it's been a long time that those have been prohibited. I don't know how long it's been, but I remember hearing about that for a long time.
Now they've got another company that makes them, and they do like My Little Pony. They do all the other ones. It's called Wonder Balls. Wonder Balls. That's the one. The other one, right?
All right, let's continue with more of the fakery here on the internet. So it says here, these videos aren't official, and it's hard watching it on screen as an adult to understand where it came from and what it means that the view count beneath it is continually ticking up. These, at least, are mostly bootleg videos of popular fictional characters, i.e. counterfeit unreality. Counterfeit reality is still more difficult to find, for now. In January of 2018, an anonymous Redditor created a relatively easy-to-use desktop application, implementation of deepfakes. And I actually have a different article about these. The now infamous technology that uses artificial intelligence image processing to replace one face in a video with another, putting, say, a politician over a porn star's. A recent academic paper from researchers at the graphics card company NVIDIA demonstrates a similar technique used to create images of computer-generated human faces that look shockingly like photographs of real people. So the next time Russians want to puppeteer a group of invented Americans on Facebook, they won't even need to steal the photos of the real people. Contrary to what you might expect, a world suffused with deepfakes and other artificially generated photographic images won't be one in which fake images are routinely believed to be real, but one in which real images are routinely believed to be fake, simply because in the wake of the inversion, who'll be able to tell the difference? How will you really know?
I just can't stop laughing about how he's beating this Russian horse to death. You know, it's like in a country where the Israeli military threatened to assassinate a senator to his face in the 70s, we're worried about the Russians making Facebook posts. I mean, really, come on.
I don't think this guy's worried about it. I think he's just pandering to it, basically, to give people an example of... Because this guy's accepted this as reality. This is like what he's trying to explain is that there's so much fakery already, and it's only going to get worse over time. If you see an image of a group of people on the internet, it may not even be real. But what does it even mean anyway?
Well, then that means that all the photographic evidence from the Boston bombing and everything else
could all be faked. Everything can be faked.
Well, didn't you hear the moon isn't really there? That's a projection by NASA.
And the earth is flat. It's Free Talk Live.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynavite for help. Order a 90-day supply of Dynavite. Pick up 2 bottles of Lico Chops, get the 3rd bottle free. New improved Lico Chops with omega-6, omega-3, vitamin E, and now 6 extra direct-fed microbials. Even better for the digestive tract and immune system. And dogs love it. Try Lico Chops. Buy 2, get 1 free. This is Henry Lukasevic for Dynavite.
DINOVITE.com.
Bitcoin.com is delighted to announce their latest partnership with the gift card specialists at eGifter. With many of the world's leading brands on their roster, it is now easier than ever to get the gift cards of your favorite brands with Bitcoin Cash. To get started, just follow these simple steps. Visit giftcards.bitcoin.com, pick the gift card you want, follow the instructions on your screen, and make your payment using your Bitcoin Cash wallet. Sit tight and your gift card will be delivered to you as soon as it's ready. That's giftcards.bitcoin.com.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
The United States of Empire is a book that claims the United States is the empire of the world. George Washington had warned us against foreign wars. The United States of Empire shows that World Wars I and II left England broken. Its former colony, the U.S., had to save the empire. Was there ever a vote? Who do we fight for? The deep state began with World War I. The United States of Empire by James Dunn. Available at Amazon Books.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com. You can get emailed announcements and participate in contests via our email updates list. Plus, we have a Twitter account that you can follow and a Facebook page where you can become a fan. So visit news.freetalklive.com to get news about Free Talk Live as soon as it's announced and the way you want it delivered at news.freetalklive.com. That's news.freetalklive.com.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE like freedom. It's 855-450-3733. Also, we've got the Discord on-air call-in line rooms are open and available to you. New Year's Eve edition. We're here live in the studio tonight, and we're going to be continuing after the radio show ends at 10 p.m. Eastern Time with our after show on Twitch, and only on Twitch, over at twitch.lrn.fm. Now, later on, because Twitch does delete videos over time, I do export the after shows to the LRN.FM YouTube channel, so there is an archive of those shows. But Twitch is a great live streaming platform, and that's where we're going to do it primarily. Twitch.
You don't simultaneously stream to YouTube as well?
No, I'm doing only Twitch.
Okay.
I want to draw people to watch us on Twitch.
I do that for free or Talk Live. I just meant in general.
Oh, yeah, right now we're on YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
I follow you.
But for Free or Talk Live, it's Twitch only. So tonight at twitch.lrn.fm. But I don't promote the YouTube feed just because it's lower resolution. We do Twitch because Twitch actually
it's lower. It's lower view counts too. You know, when if you go look at
the YouTube version,
if you went
YouTube
to LRN
keeps them forever.
I know.
That's
if
true.
you went to LRN right now, well, that's why we don't promote it either. It's just an archive for
just
us.
There. Yeah.
If you go to YouTube right now, you've got between 1 and 5 people watching. But if you go to Twitch right now, I bet you got 30 people watching.
Maybe
or more.
not that many, but tonight we will, because normally our Twitch only show increases because it's the only way people can watch.
Yeah.
So check that out. And, of course, you can follow us on Twitch as well, twitch.lrn.fm. We're talking about internet fakery. And Will is doing topless
Take it off.
Mondays.
Take it off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No?
No,
All right.
no topless.
Okay. Is that haram to go topless?
Who,
as a
me?
man? Yeah.
Oh, well, anything from the navel to the knees is okay.
Okay.
Is like I can't show, but anything from the navel up. But I mean, there's also like other modesty, like culturally.
I see.
So culturally, it would be seen as a sexual thing usually. So I
Gotcha.
wouldn't do it because.
But you weren't doing it for titillation purposes.
No,
you were
I just wanted to
changing
show
your
off
shirt.
my reading rainbow shirt.
It's a nice shirt. It says, "I can go twice as high."
Yeah, and you can tell it's pretty old.
So we're talking about fakes. We're talking about fake ad clicks, fake people, fake clicking farms full of people actually clicking on things but not caring about it. People watching videos but not even be able to understand them. Bots watching videos, bots feeding videos to websites that are supposed to be real valuable websites, but they're actually just straight up scamming whoever it is was paying them for the advertising that they were doing. And then the story here from the Intelligencer over at nymag.com goes even more into the sort of the bizarre. This is sort of questioning reality of, whatever the internet is, whatever it really even means now that images can be faked easily. That's been around for a while with Photoshop. But now with the deep fakes, faking video is something that is getting into the hands of the average computer geek. And these deepfakes, I don't know if you guys have ever reported on them on the Call to Freedom, but it's it's fascinating and it's very persuasive.
Would you not have to have 360-degree coverage of the person's head in order to do that, though? Otherwise, it seems like it would look unnatural to just
Good
like a
question.
copy and paste.
Yeah, there are going to be some there's going to be some limitations. Certainly, somebody like a Barack Obama or Donald Trump, where you've seen them in the media from every
angles,
possible angle, would not be a problem to create a computerized version. And we've seen this stuff. In fact, it was years before the deep fakes thing came out, several years ago.
Tupac is like giving concerts. He's been dead for 20-some years.
The holographic
Michael
Tupac.
Michael Jackson is still giving concerts. He's been dead for almost a decade.
But that's one thing when you're far away from an image on the internet. It's much more persuasive. There was a video years ago of George W. Bush, and you saw an actor. So it was a two-part, two sort of half screens, right? So on one half of the screen was footage of Bush at a podium. On the other side of the screen was an actor, and the actor was like keyed in somehow to this created Bush that they'd used however many scans or however they did it of doing this, but it was live. They weren't. The actor would say things, and it would come out as Bush. Mm-hmm. So you could see in the one panel, the actor was saying what Bush was actually saying. And it wasn't original footage of Bush the actor was imitating.
Right.
It was original. They had him say something ridiculous.
That
I forget
means
what it was.
every single thing that you see on TV
could be fake.
Every piece of video evidence. Because
we learned this in the 90s. We grew up hearing it.
Yeah.
You can't trust anything you see on the internet. When did that change?
What I'm saying now is if we know about video technology like this now, that means the government knew about it 15 years ago.
Invented it.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know about that. I think the government kind of sucks at whatever it does, but they might have paid people
their intelligentsia.
CIA might have funded companies.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. So that means that literally the entire Boston bombing thing could be fake. Every bit of it, all the video evidence.
The closer you get to today, the more likely it could be fake.
Every bit of it.
Today, it could all be completely fake. 20 years ago, it would be pretty difficult.
Makes sense why the FBI shot the only witness in his home after he voluntarily didn't flee to his home country.
So a little bit more here from the story, and then we'll continue. You can bring up anything you want. Such a loss of any anchoring reality only makes us pine for it more. Our politics have been inverted along with everything else, suffused with a Gnostic sense that we're being scammed and defrauded and lied to, but that the real truth still lurks somewhere. Adolescents are deeply engaged by YouTube videos that promise to show the hard reality beneath the scams of feminism and diversity, a process they call red pilling after the scene in The Matrix when the computer simulation falls away and reality appears. Political arguments now involve trading accusations of virtue signaling, the idea that liberals are faking their politics for social reward against charges of being Russian bots. The only thing that anyone can agree on is that everyone online is lying and fake. Says here, we ourselves are fake.
Welcome to the internet.
Which, well, Everywhere I went online this year, says the article, I was asked to prove I'm a human. Can you retype this distorted word? Can you transcribe this house number? Can you select the images that contain a motorcycle? Man, these get pretty tiresome, especially when they hit you with 5 of them in a row. Yeah. Has that ever happened to you? Yeah. It's not just one. It's not
I
just
always
one.
assumed it was because I made some sort of mistake and it wanted me to do it again, but it's just part of the algorithm, I guess.
There have been times when I've been certain there weren't any bicycles left, and it still sends me another one.
Yep.
He says, I found myself prostrate daily at the feet of robot bouncers, frantically showing off my highly developed pattern-matching skills. Does a Vespa count as a motorcycle even? So I could get into nightclubs I'm not even sure I want to enter.
Show me the star, monkey. Show me the star.
Once inside, I was directed by dopamine feedback loops to scroll well past any healthy point, manipulated by emotionally charged headlines and posts to click on things that I didn't care about, and harried and hectored and sweet-talked into arguments and purchases and relationships so algorithmically determined it was hard to describe them as real. Where does that leave us? I'm not sure the solution is to seek out some pre-inversion authenticity, to red pill ourselves back to reality. What's gone from the internet, after all, isn't truth, but just the sense that people and things we encounter aren't what they represent themselves to be. Years of metrics-driven growth, lucrative manipulative systems, and unregulated platform marketplaces have created an environment where it makes more sense to be fake online, to be disingenuous and cynical, to lie and cheat, to misrepresent and distort, than it does to be real. Fixing that would require cultural and political reform in Silicon Valley and around the world, but it's our only choice. Otherwise, we'll all end up on the bot internet of fake people, fake clicks, fake sites, and fake computers, where the only real thing is the ads.
Well, that also kind of lends to the whole, constant feeling of social civil war that's happening on social media. Because
people keep talking about that on the radio. Well, they keep calling about it.
What happens when they create these AIs on Twitter and Facebook and stuff? They immediately turn into trolling racists, anti-Semite Nazis. So
that happened.
What happens when the internet is now full of these fake things that are built off of algorithms? We are going to be surrounded by fake accounts that are all
reflections of ourselves. It's important to remember, because that's what the AIs were.
Yep.
So I mean, all we're really doing are creating. We're unmasking ourselves, I guess would be the best way to put it. We're just going. We're these disgusting, depraved apes, and we're going to go.
Here
with
it is.
Yeah. Well, what happens is when we see that reflection, we turn it off really quick.
Yeah. We go, wait a minute, this isn't really us.
Well,
I
would like to have seen how it evolved, because I bet that was how it came, then.
You mean the robot that became a Nazi? How that evolved?
How would it have evolved if they'd have left it alone? Would it be like an insane SJW now, wanting to burn down the patriarchy and kill all cisgendered white men? Well,
that's always been my question, is where does Chris Cantwell go from here? I mean, does he become... Does he go trans? Does he go
becomes
Muslim?
trans. Christina Cantwell. Yeah, that's where he goes.
He moves to Iran and becomes a trans Muslim. Boom, baby, boom.
The toll-free number here.
Post-op trans Muslim.
855-450 free. Speaking of Muslims, we got the Uyghur story on.
I got a hijab for you at the house.
All right,
Chris. I got a bag full of niqabs too, if you want one.
He'll be right over. 855-450 free. I wonder what he's doing for New Year's Eve.
Crying in his beer and masturbating, probably.
Free Talk Live. Hour 3 is next.
Marijuana has unleashed a green gold rush across our nation. It's creating $10.8 billion in new wealth a year. And every day, it's transforming more and more Americans into millionaires. In an historic event, former Speaker of the House John Boehner reveals how you could become one of them. Join him online for the American Cannabis Summit. Attendance is 100% free, but space is limited. Join online at www.acs2018.com. CannabisSummit.com. This event is the first of its kind ever. John Boehner and an esteemed panel will reveal which cannabis stocks are primed to deliver life-changing windfalls in the weeks and months ahead. Plus, they will show you how to become a cannabis angel investor, backing the hottest startups before they potentially become worth billions of dollars. Join American Cannabis Summit online at acs2018.com. Attendance is free. That's acs2018.com.
There are basically two types of advertising: direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, December 31st, 2018. Silver is trading at $15.47 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,282 per ounce. Zen is trading at $5, and the average price of Bitcoin is $3,796. Antiwar.com reports details are still scant, but North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has reportedly sent a conciliatory message to President Donald Trump on the subject of nuclear talks. Officials have yet to discuss what the message exactly said. With limited negotiations having been made between the U.S. and North Korea in recent months, it makes sense that Kim would be trying to cut through the bureaucracy with direct leader-to-leader communications. One thing North Korea is being a bit more direct on is wanting more summits between Kim and South Korea's President Moon Jae-in. South Korea's Blue House has confirmed that Kim has told them he wants multiple high-level meetings to work towards denuclearization. For Kim, working with South Korea has been a lot more productive than working with the United States. Though he and Trump got along well enough, the U.S. has refused any sanctions relief following the effort and has actually escalated U.S. sanctions and threats against the North, even as Trump praises them for advances towards meeting U.S. demands. Zencash has changed their name to Horizon to better represent their transition from a cryptocurrency to a pioneering platform that protects consumer data. They're working towards the day when anyone will be able to build privacy-based applications on the Horizon platform. The unique spelling of Horizon is a nod to their heritage and recognizes that they remain committed to the vision that their project was built upon. Their coin and ticker symbol remain ZEN. Learn more at horizon.global and join the Horizon community. HORIZEN.global. UPI reports an American doctor who was exposed to Ebola while treating patients in the Democratic Republic of Congo was transported to the United States to be monitored. The doctor, who was not identified due to privacy concerns, arrived at a medical center in Omaha, Nebraska, which had previously treated Ebola patients and is partnered with the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Ted Cieslak, MD, infectious diseases specialist with Nebraska Medicine, said this person may have been exposed to the virus but is not ill and is not contagious. Should any symptoms develop, the Nebraska Medicine UNMC team is among the most qualified in the world to deal with them. It can take up to 3 weeks after contracting Ebola for an infected person to begin showing symptoms. The 39-year-old physician was working at a missionary hospital in the Congo and treated a severely ill patient who was subsequently tested positive for Ebola. The physician also received the experimental Ebola vaccine a day after the exposure as a preventative measure. Nebraska Medical Center officials said the physician was transported to the facility from the Congo by private plane and car. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. Bitcoin merchants, ask about our merchant suite to reach even more customers. Spendabit.co. Reuters reports Senator Lindsey Graham said on Sunday he was optimistic that Republicans, Democrats, and President Donald Trump could reach a deal to end a government shutdown that includes border wall funding and legal status for some undocumented immigrants. Graham told reporters after meeting Trump for lunch at the White House that Trump was receptive to Graham's idea of a deal that might provide work permits to dreamers in exchange for money for a physical border barrier. Graham said the president was upbeat, he was in a very good mood, and I think he's receptive to making a deal, adding that Trump found the potential dreamer concession interesting. But the senator said there would never be a government spending deal that did not include money for a wall or other physical barriers on the U.S.-Mexico border. The wall was one of the central promises of Trump's presidential campaign. Graham said, "I don't see Democrats giving us more money unless they get something. So the one thing we talked about is making deals," adding, "After lunch, I've never been more encouraged that if we get people talking, we can find our way out of this mess, and that would include around $5 billion for border security, /wall/fencing, whatever you want to call it, in the areas that make sense." Trump later made clear on Twitter he regarded the wall as necessary. The Trump administration in 2017 announced a plan to phase out the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrival program, begun under former President Barack Obama to shield dreamers from deportation. But Trump's DACA phase-out has been delayed by court rulings against it. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.
I mean, it's just so hard to believe that it's really all gone.
It was in this living room 3 weeks ago that the Talbot family discovered their DVR had suddenly and inexplicably crashed, deleting more than 5 years' worth of recorded live events and miniseries.
I keep having flashbacks to that day, to that moment when I realized everything was gone.
You know, you hear stories about people who mismanage their device settings, but you never really think it could happen to you. Honestly, it feels like some sort of a dream. Like, when I wake up, I'll be able to just go downstairs, turn on the TV, and all the episodes will be there again, as if nothing had ever happened.
Friends and family of the Talbots have pledged their support, organizing DVD donations and offering passwords to online streaming services while the family struggles to move on.
We know that we'll never be able to replace all the hours of programming that we had, but I think in the end we'll be just fine, as long as we have our 5 seasons of Seinfeld on DVD.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live. Hopefully you're not a robot. Welcome to the program. We are been talking about fakery on the internet. That was a bulk of the last hour. We're going to get into the Uyghurs, the Muslims in China, and the sick re-education camps that apparently they are being subjected to. Will's got that story on the way here tonight. In the studio, by the way, it is Ian.
Aria?
You first.
Aria?
Ladies first.
Well, he motioned toward me.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't looking.
That's all good. He's in his Facebook is why.
Yeah.
And you're Will.
Yeah, I'm Will.
Yeah, from the Call to Freedom, that's where
I'm
those
pulling
two...
up the story.
Yeah. We're gonna get to it here, but actually we've got a call here, so we're going to the phones. To the fun, you can bring up anything you want. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We're here live, by the way, on New Year's Eve, and for those of you just tuning in, stick with us. We're going to take you through the midnight hour. We're going to take you into 2019 here for the very first time on Free Talk Live. And we can do that on our Twitch feed. So if you're listening on the radio at 10 p.m. Eastern, well, you should still continue listening to your radio station. We wouldn't want to tell you to tune away from your radio station. But if for some reason you wanted to join us for our Twitch-only live stream, you could over at twitch.lrn.fm, where there is no FCC censorship, but for now there is. Matthew, you're on the line in Louisiana. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Well, first off, Happy New Year. Second, let me add, Will, this is the first time I've ever seen you. You look like a pirate.
Okay. Was that a compliment? I hope that was a compliment.
Or it'd be a compliment.
All right, good.
So y'all were talking about the difficulty of getting through all the bot filters, and one of the sources of news I use is Breitbart, but you can't comment on their site, on the commentary, because you have to go through something called Disqus, and Disqus has this elaborate feature. Discuss, is that what it's actually called?
DISQUS.
It's pronounced Discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It's a comment replacement, basically. So if you're on, WordPress, if you've got a WordPress blog, you can have your default comments from WordPress, or you can implement this Discuss plugin. And there's a couple of competitors that kind of do the same thing. I've gone through all of them.
It's built-in plausible deniability is what it is for the crazy commenters that they have on Breitbart.
It's just a way for a system to...
Well, it's also cross-website, and that's the real benefit
So
of
yeah,
it.
you get one login, and then you can use Disqus on the different sites that use it. And of course, they connect with Facebook and Google and all the different logins.
But you can comment on Disqus, and the comment will show up on the Facebook sometimes.
Yeah. Depending on how it's set up.
I tried to log into that, and it somehow wouldn't let me. I don't know if it's not compatible with Android, but then when I tried to do it again, it was like, oh, you've already you already have set up an account. Well, no, I don't remember setting up an account. Give us your password. I don't remember giving you a password the first time. I'm like, Jesus. Well, who do I contact? There's no contact number. Yeah. I had the same problem with this alternative video media site called Minds. And
MINDS?
MINDS, yes. And I went there the first time. I thought, oh, this is really interesting. And so I was looking through there and decided that, it's fairly uncensored. I mean, still censored as far as some content is concerned. And when I went back there the second time, it demanded a password. I was like, I never set up a password. So I tried to set up an account. It says, no, you've already set up an account.
Did you give them an email address? A lot of the times they will generate a password for you and email it to you.
Which might hit spam. There's a possibility that you never got that. I don't remember what it was about Disqus that I decided to get rid of it over. It was something frustrating, and I just don't remember what it was. And then there was another one, and I forget what that one was called, and ended up getting rid of that. These systems they can be very, very difficult to deal with, and they can be really annoying. I can tell you that.
I think the word I would use would be cranky.
Yeah. And they're free, so you get what you pay for, right? Which is crap service and questionable support. I suppose they probably have some sort of paid tier, I imagine, that you can likely pay for, but who the hell wants to pay for a comment system? Why would you want to pay for a place for people to leave a bunch of trash?
Well, and they're selling you anyway.
They're what?
They're selling you anyway. I mean,
selling your appearances. I don't think. Did they have ads backing up Disqus?
They do.
Really?
Well, they work with Facebook, so they keep track of what you're interested in, what articles you're reading and commenting on, and they share that information and sell it.
So you think
off
they're
to
selling that
advertisers.
okay?
Oh, absolutely.
As long as I say, I don't remember seeing ads placed in comments.
Every bit of free software out there, if they're not doing that, I want to know where they're getting revenue from.
Okay. The CIA.
It's just my default assumption now.
Go ahead, Matthew.
The only websites I've been able to comment on that accept commentary, well, one is gone. That's the Gay Patriot. That was a great website when it was up and running. Really sarcastic. And the other is the Truth About Guns.
What was the other one?
You've never heard of the Gay Patriot?
He said the truth about guns. Okay. Hey, Matthew, thanks for calling and sharing your internet frustrations with us here tonight as we are doing the New Year's Eve edition of the show. We've kind of focused on some online stuff so far. The end of Google Plus, they're shutting down their never really remarkable in any way social networking site. It was Google's social network.
It was like a cross between Facebook and MySpace, and not as good as either.
Yeah, it took the worst of both worlds and tied it into your Google account. Let's go to Larry. He's in Indianapolis listening to WIBC FM. Or wait, are we on WIBC tonight, Larry, or are you just calling?
No, you're not. I'm just calling.
Man. That's too bad. I'm still glad you called. I'm just saying it's too bad that we're not on WIBC.
You probably need to be, but in any case, I
probably
think
have some
that
right winger.
technology. What now?
I said they probably have some right winger on weeknights would be my guess, but I don't know.
No, they have a mashup what they regurgitate the morning show.
Gotcha.
So I'll call in and ask the producer to do something about it. But
well, thank you for that, Larry.
If enough people do, they'll get you on live.
It's nice to hear from you. I was just commenting the other night, Larry, that you are one of our longest, if not the longest running caller to Free Talk Live. At least the one that I can recall, because there's some callers from way back in the day. They don't call anymore. Some of them died. But you have been...
Hey, don't burn bread on me, please.
I think you've been calling this show for more than a decade. I think it's been more than a decade.
I'm only 63 years old, so I got at least a couple more years.
You called us way back when we were on that little station in Indy a long time ago.
You were at 1430.
WXNT. Yep.
But you know what my deal is? I've been listening to talk radio for, 40 years.
Wow.
I remember Bruce Williams. I remember all the other people that got it going.
I remember the Bruce Williams show.
Yeah,
That's an old show.
Bruce was a good guy.
Yeah.
But I love talk radio.
Bruce Williams kind of did one of those shows that it was like not really about issues. I don't remember. Would they call it a lifestyle show?
Yeah, it was
a money
tune
show.
In, turn on to
okay.
TalkNet.
It was a money show.
I loved it. And, a money show, but he put a lot of trash talking in with it. That's why I like it.
Okay, good.
That's why everybody else
So what
it.
were you calling about? It wasn't a reminisce. What were you calling about tonight?
I was calling about the technology deal. And, for a little while I did have a computer downstairs, but I got rid of that.
You got rid of that stuff, huh?
I did. I got rid of it because it was taking it takes up your time, fellas. And
it
I
sure
have
does.
To be hands-on. I have to touch, and I have to use pencils and stuff like the old deal. And
you're still writing letters, huh, Larry?
No, I will write a letter because I got stamps down there. But the thing about it is, I'm a painter, and that takes a very long time, and sculpting and designing stuff. But in any case, I think that the internet, from what I see of it, it is a predatory situation to prey on people who don't have the knowledge that.
Now I want to hear more. I want to hear more about this. I mean, why?
I would agree with them.
You think it's a predatory?
Sure.
I want to know more from both of y'all what you mean by that. Coming up here in moments. Hang on, Larry. We'll bring you back. You can stick with us here. Larry in Indianapolis there saying the internet is a predatory situation.
And Aria agreeing.
Yeah, we'll find out exactly if they both actually agree with one another here in moments. 855-450-FREE is our toll-free number. That's 855-450-3733. We're here live. It's New Year's Eve, and, we're actually here because the internet exists, so that's one of the good sides of it. We're coming up.
Do you operate a retail business and are looking for a solution for point-of-sale cryptocurrency acceptance? It's never been easier thanks to AnyPay.global. There's no paperwork or approval process to open an account. If you already have a tablet, you're almost done. Just sign up at AnyPay.global, drop your personal crypto wallet addresses on the setup page, and then load the app. That's it. You're accepting cryptocurrency like Bitcoin and Dash at your store. Get started now at AnyPay.global. AnyPay.global.
You want to know the 37 items you must have to survive a crisis? Then I've got some good news for you. Former CIA officer and New York Times best-selling author Jason Hansen is now giving listeners a free copy of his book, The Escape Bag Blueprint, 37 Items You Must Have to Survive a Crisis. You can claim your copy at freeescapebook.com. Don't delay. Jason reveals the guns, knives, flashlights, and water filters that could save your life in an economic collapse or grid-down event. Get your free book today, freeescapebook.com. freeescapebook.com.
Bitcoin.com is delighted to announce their latest partnership with the gift card specialists at eGifter. With many of the world's leading brands on their roster, it is now easier than ever to get the gift cards of your favorite brands with Bitcoin Cash. To get started, just follow these simple steps. Visit giftcards.bitcoin.com, pick the gift card you want, follow the instructions on your screen, and make your payment using your Bitcoin Cash wallet. Sit tight and your gift card will be delivered to you as soon as it's ready. That's giftcards.bitcoin.com.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
This is the Onion Week in Review. According to sources, all 6.5 million residents of Indiana spontaneously formed thousands of perfectly uniform rows throughout the state Monday morning and established a collective consciousness. Saying, "We are Indiana," the new hive mind talked and moved in unison, with citizens working together to build a massive geometric superstructure in downtown Indianapolis where they would gather to sleep, breed, and feed.
All corns for Indiana. All corns for Indiana.
The collective state went on to report that soon Ohio, Illinois, Michigan, Kentucky, and Canada would all become Indiana. Persons close to Phoenix area friends Jake Welter and Mike Seflin confirmed Friday that the two men are absolutely incapable of greeting each other like normal human beings.
Beep, 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 beep.
Sources say the two full-grown men simply cannot walk into a room and shake each other's hands, relying instead on elaborate dances, forced pop culture references, and extended fake fighting. Neither Welter nor Seflin was available for comment as they were busy pretending to rip each other's faces off.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
This Your Family Today tip is brought to you by Juicy Juice, 100% juice, providing a full serving of fruit in every 4 ounces. Visit us at juicyjuice.com. When it comes to nutrition, kids need both fruits and vegetables every day to stay healthy and grow. For the ideal mix, your kid should have at least 1.5 cups of any veggie or 100% veggie juice, and 1 cup of any fruit or 100% fruit juice a day. For more tips like these, visit us at parenthood.com/yourfamily.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Hey, it is Free Talk Live, and it's the New Year's Eve edition of the program. As always, you're invited to join us. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. And we've also got the Discord on-air call-in line room. Somebody waiting there patiently. We'll get to you, and we'll get you on the air. You can talk about anything that you want. Tonight, it's Ian,
Aria,
and Will.
And Aria and Will joining me from their own show, which is The Call to Freedom. You guys are... you're on hour number 6 right now, I think.
Yeah.
Yep. So you've been doing radio all day long, all afternoon, or I guess it's technically after dark here in New Hampshire, because it pretty much gets dark when you start your show.
Anything after 5 o'clock is dark.
So we'll take your calls here. We got Larry on the line with us, and we're going to continue with him, but I do want to let you know about Anarchapulco. It's coming up fast, February 14th through the 17th. I've got to test out our equipment coming up here this week to make sure everything's in working order, because we're going down there. Free Talk Live will be broadcasting from the event. It is a great event featuring folks like Ron Paul. You want to get a chance to see Ron Paul? You're running out of him. Let's be honest. He's getting older, and he's still got it. He can still get up there on the stage with the best of them. And he gave a great speech this last year in 2018. They're bringing him back for 2019, which means it's likely going to sell out. So if you want to go, if you've been thinking about going, you need to get your tickets now. You can use code FTL to get a discount because you're a Free Talk Live listener over at anarchapulco.com. Of course, other great speakers as well. In fact, dozens and dozens of folks discussing everything from entrepreneurship to investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships for 4 days among the sun and beaches of a world-class resort. Go to anarchapulco.com. Use code FTL for your tickets. As we go back to Larry in Indianapolis. Larry, you said the internet is a predatory situation. Now, Aria, you said you agree. I want Larry to explain what you mean when you say that, and then we'll see, Aria, if you still agree.
Here's what I mean. I mean that it plays on our primal senses, the primal sense of voyeurism. When you look at videos, your mind does not know what you're looking at. It just like when you're looking at somebody perform an athletic test or something like that, or you watch porn. It's all voyeurism, and it leaves you dry because you can sit down for 4 or 5 hours and watch YouTube or watch some other channel, and when you get through, you've accomplished nothing. So I think it's predatory. In
Did
the way
you also? I just want to get another question here on this, Larry, from you. I want to get another answer. Did you also think the same thing was true about television? Because a lot of what you said would also apply to Fox and CBS and ABC.
Yes, I understand that too. And I went 5 years without a television in my house.
Okay.
And then my grandson was coming over, and I bought him a little television. I was surprised it only cost about $150. But when you think about that, it's not only the money that you spend on these products, but the amount of time that they take from you. And I did notice when I was watching television, my knees were killing me because every 5 minutes you're seeing somebody with a sore knee. I'll give you an instance. I was watching a Paul Newman movie, and there was knee commercials, right? Then he came out limping on a bad knee, and my knees start hurting automatically. So I think they're there to hypnotize you.
So you're saying it's manipulating people into feeling like they're sick, maybe when they aren't actually sick, so they need the products. Aria, was that where you were going when you said that the internet was predatory? Was that what you had in mind?
To a degree, it is. But like Facebook, for example, they have been busted. They've gotten sued for it, for manipulating people's news feeds, showing some people only negative feeds and some people only positive feeds to see how it affected them.
They were running an experiment, is what you were saying.
Yeah.
On their own users, without their consent.
Yes.
Yeah, but I think the World Wide Web, at least as a whole, is more predatory than he's even talking about. And
what do you mean?
Most people don't even realize it. Like if you were to install the add-on Ghostery right now for Google Chrome, you would go to any website and you would find hundreds of trackers.
Right.
And all they do is monitor your behavior and sell that to people. Yes, they do. So you're being monitored and sold right now.
This is why when I go to a site if I'm not using something like Ghostery or whatever, if I go to a website and I make a purchase or something like that, all of a sudden I start seeing advertisements for that same site on a bunch of different sites that I go to. So I'm on like Drudge Report doing some show prep. There's an ad for Monoprice where I just bought some network cables from.
We just discussed this on the Cult of Freedom last week or 2 weeks ago about what they call in the 60s. They were talking in the 60s about what they called the mega machine. And basically the one thing, there's always been this desire to create the super state, the empire, the super empire. And the thing that's always kept those things from being totally global was mass communication, the inability to communicate quickly, the inability to know what you're doing in your house at all times, and the inability to transverse spaces very quickly. And modern technology has gotten rid of all of those things. And we basically have, it's like God. It is the omnipotent thing that exists out there, and that is the internet now.
Well, I think the part that makes let me let Larry jump in here. Go ahead, Larry.
One word more, and I have done. Hey, now when you look at what we're going through now, it's nothing new. The world brain was back in the in the 30s. I collect all kind of books, from the 1800s and even some in the 1700s. I have a gigantic library. So what I'm trying to say is,
are any of those fiction?
Now, how's that now?
Are any of them fiction?
No, I have about 5,000 volumes. But the thing about it is what's going to happen, and I'll say this about you guys. People are going to get tired of voyeurism, and they're going to want to do what we're doing right now, communicating, and maybe it's enhanced by your computers and so forth, but contact, there's nothing that can get around contact.
No doubt about it. You think the pendulum's going to swing back. You think that people are going to get sick of being disconnected from one another. And thank you, Larry. I appreciate hearing from you.
It's going to have to, as we look around you. Look around you. If we don't find a way to connect with each other again as human beings,
it's over.
Society is turning on itself. We are consuming one another. We're like jellyfish, spineless, brainless consumers.
But this has always been happening, though. It's just more visible now.
Can you really describe something as predatory that ultimately, I mean, in the example you gave really just kind of helps people find a product that they might want to buy?
Well, my point is that people aren't aware of it.
Like
99, if not close to 100% of internet of World Wide Web users have no idea this stuff is happening. That's why I don't mind the cookie notifications that you have to click away, because I at least applaud that level of. Well, I applaud the transparency of these people saying,
just
hey,
doing
by
it
the
for
way,
obedience sake.
We're putting crap on your computer to monitor you.
Mark's all riled up over something.
Yeah, I mean, here I am jumping in because every once in a while Ian will say something that is either intentionally or unintentionally the dumbest thing I've heard all day. And so, I mean, okay, an anglerfish has this little thing this little bit of flesh that hangs out the front of its head. Are you know what I'm talking about?
No, don't know anything about
fishing. It has a little light, and then the other fish come up to see what is this thing that's hanging out there, and then chomp.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that anglerfish a predator?
Sounds like it.
All right. And you have your answer as to whether or not the internet is predatory or not.
That doesn't really answer what I said.
The little flashing light comes up, and you go and look at it, and then they strip you of what they're calling now.
Are you saying people don't have the choice to buy
gold.
things? People can buy whatever they want to buy, and if you see an ad, I'm sorry, that's not predatory.
It's not the ads.
You sell ads for a living. More coming up here in moments. This is Free Talk Live.
Anytime, any place, anywhere. Radio remains the most intimate of all forms of media. At home, at work, in the car, on smartphones. Over 90% of consumers still listen to radio every week. That makes choosing radio as a place to advertise your business one of the best decisions you can make. Email advertise@gcnlive.com and partner up with an experienced GCN representative. Advertise@gcnlive.com. Easy, affordable, effective. At WolfHillAmmo.com, we love shotguns. We offer the best specialty shotgun ammo on the market, including our defensive combo packs for home and retreat. Our less lethal combo is good for animal control, the 4-legged kind and 2-legged. When lethal force is necessary, reach for our Stop 'em, Drop 'em, or our home defense combos. These 5-round packs include different heavy hitters to protect your loved ones. Visit WolfHillAmmo.com to see our great prices on these combo packs and other specialty shotgun ammo rounds. WolfHillAmmo.com.
Since time began, tyrants have taken aim at personal liberties. Now there's a movie that aims back.
The government has no more right to tell us what to put in our bodies than they have to take our guns or tell us what books we can read.
6 drug police were eaten by bears while raiding a marijuana farm.
On your knees, you dirty hippie! Jesus. On your knees! What's the problem, officer?
Today, many cops who enforce pot laws do so only because it provides them with cushy jobs, good benefits, and a chance to push people around.
I was an undercover narcotics officer. The drug war is nothing but a farce.
The Second Amendment says you gotta keep you and your gat intact.
Guns and Weed, The Road to Freedom. A film by Michael W. Dean and Nima Vadati.
DVD available now at gunsandweed.com or on Amazon. That's gunsandweed.com. Makes the perfect gift. Remember, that's gunsandweed.com.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveitpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveitpurse.com.
LRN.FM is proud to announce our official listening apps for Android and iOS devices. Now you can easily tune into our streams anywhere, anytime on your smartphone or tablet. Just visit apps.lrn.fm or search for LRN.FM in the Android or Apple app stores. Please download, rate us 5 stars, then share the link on your social media and let your friends and family know how you're listening to LRN.FM. Download it now, free at apps.lrn.fm.
Fact. The new NSA data center in Utah requires 1.7 million gallons of water every single day to operate. Billions of Fourth Amendment violations need massive computers and the water to cool them. That water is being supplied by the state of Utah. Fact. There's absolutely nothing in the Constitution which requires your state to help the feds violate your rights. Our message to Utah: turn it off. water equals no NSA data center. Visit offnow.org.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, and you can bring up what you want. Take control of the airwaves. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. You can contribute either now or in the new year to an ongoing fundraiser that is helping some orphans in Africa and Uganda. Over at hope.freetalklive.com, the listeners of Free Talk Live donated, along with some wonderful matching donations, to build an orphanage for these youngsters. And now the idea is to get them some acreage that they can use to make a little bit of money, grow some crops, and sell them. And actually, do something a little bit more productive with some land. And so that's what's going on right now over at hope.freetalklive.com. You can see pictures, learn more about the fundraiser and how to donate. And there are a lot of different ways that you can do that over at hope.freetalklive.com. And donations are being matched. So check that out. Hope.freetalklive.com. As we continue here, we were just talking about this question of, is the internet predatory? Sort of by its nature, and there was examples given of advertisements that are being fed to people based on their behavior online. And what I said was, and maybe I miscommunicated or was misunderstood, because Mark got all kinds of upset. He's been sitting in the background here, and he's grabbed a microphone again. I said, look, it doesn't bother me if somebody knows what I did somewhere and they use that to sell me something, to pitch a product to me, because I can say no. If you can say no to something, it's not a predatory situation. So to use the term predatory to describe that, I'm sorry, that's not right. But that's not what you said you were saying.
Generally, people don't even know it's there, to which they could say no. I mean, most people have no idea it's happening.
The trackers on the internet is what you mean?
Yeah. Right. And that's the most important part of this for me, is that if there was a little box that you had to check with a short, a short little bit that said, hey, do you want your information, every bit of information we can glean about you sold to multinational corporations and governments, foreign and domestic, to use for, I don't know, whatever the hell they want to use it for, no one would click yes. I mean, do you want to see this picture of boobies for this? Do you want to see this picture of this funny
You'd be surprised how many people want to see boobies.
Fine. Then at that point, they've opted in. Then they've opted in.
Well, the argument would be that they've opted in by using somebody else's website. I mean,
if they know it's there, I would certainly agree.
I'm saying if it was clear instead of a wall of text for the terms of service.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying there on that, and I'm not saying there aren't things that are pretty detestable that folks do online, but is it really the obligation of you're going into somebody else's house, right? If you're on the internet, you go to a website, you're going to their property. You're going somewhere else. Is it really their obligation to tell you about every bit of code that they're going to run on that site?
I'm sorry, but if I'm walking into your house and you have rattlesnakes that you keep in the floor, then it's a liability if you don't tell me. So I'm viewing something like I'm walking into your house and there are traps set for my information all over the place. Then if your couch is programmed to pick my pocket, I kind of want to know that before I come in there.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Now, of course, that's not exactly what's going on here.
I think it is, though. I mean, you're stealing my digital identity and you're selling it to other people.
Well, now, stealing is a pretty harsh word for something that you're giving over on your own volition.
I'm not giving it over.
You went to their website.
Was there a purchase? Was there a negotiation
there was a click,
that happened
which
here?
Technically would be a purchase.
That's the negotiation?
It's a purchase of content, sure.
You wanted the thing that they had. You just didn't know what you were giving up to get what they had. Now, I'm not saying
that's where I take issue with
that. No, I get, and I'm not saying you're wrong for taking issue with that. But at the same time...
Again, that's like saying, I'm coming to your house for dinner, I sit down, I have dinner, and then while I'm having dinner at your house, your chairs take the money out of my pocket. You never told me that it was going to cost me dinner.
Money, so
but the point Mark and I are making is that they wouldn't make this money if they were upfront about it.
Exactly.
If they told you before you clicked that website that they were going to sell all of this information about you, what exactly they were collecting and who they were selling it to, they wouldn't be making the money in the first place.
Yep. No, I see what you're saying, because they have to gather the information to sell it.
They need that deceit. Not that deceit. They need that secrecy.
My identity is money. And that if you're taking my identity without my consent, that's money. You're taking my money. Your identity is digital money in the modern day.
Let's take it out of the digital world and put it into the real world. When you walk into Walmart, there's a camera that's pointed right at you as you're going in, and they could very
big sign that says you are on closed circuit camera.
Not everybody can see the sign. Not everybody pays attention to, and this is what you're talking about. Not everybody
They
knows.
don't have people studying you on the camera going, oh, okay, so this person likes Lucky Charms. Let's go throw out a display for them for Lucky Charms.
You're saying they're not doing that?
They're not doing that. Not to individuals. I mean, they may be like, okay, well, we sell more Lucky Charms in this store, so let's put out a display for Lucky Charms or something like that.
They can do some level of customer tracking. They can do that. And they do. Some of the stores, Walmart doesn't do this, but some of the stores will have, for instance, the rewards program or whatever the program is that gives you the discount in the store. People sign up for that voluntarily without really knowing what the terms are, without really knowing that they're going to be selling that information to the manufacturers or whatever, that it's not just going to be used to give you coupons that you like. So those things exist. And so as it's always buyer beware. I know what you're saying. You want the websites to put it all up front, but that's never how it's ever worked, right? Whether it was the guy who was selling some kind of cure-all, right, back in the out west, right? He's got his potion.
I agree. The World Wide Web is predatory because humans are inherently predatory.
Yeah.
So I mean, it doesn't matter if we take it off the internet and put it to the random guy selling snake oil.
Yeah.
I mean,
the only way you can
humans being humans.
That's what I'm saying is, so the only way you can really deal with this is to, you gave an example of a plugin that you can use, an extension called Ghostery, which purportedly will block all of the trackers by default, and so on and so forth. And there's a few others that are like that. But again, it's on you to be aware that exists. It's on you to want to protect yourself in that way.
If it's out in the world and you have to fill it out with a pen and put your name, your phone number, and your address on it, I automatically assume they're selling that information. I mean, that's what you have to. I worked in telemarketing for years as in
talking about
supervisors.
scams.
Yeah, and I used to work for a company that scammed old ladies out of their life savings. Yeah. I freely admit that I worked for Suntasia Marketing and was a manager there. And as soon as I knew from behind the scenes what was really going on, I could no longer sell.
Wow.
I just couldn't do it. I couldn't sell. The first lady that was like, yes. I stopped her in the middle of the closing and I said, if anyone ever calls you and says the word yes 3 times in a row, hang up on them. Don't ever buy anything over the phone. I told her the whole thing. I just bared my soul to this because you could tell she's like an 80-year-old woman. So you have to assume if you're entering a lottery because you're going to win that cruise, fool, there ain't no cruise. There's no cruise. They're selling that information. They are selling it to telemarketers who are going to call you on the phone and try to sell you a cruise.
Yep.
So I just automatically, and I've done that since the 90s. I've just automatically assumed if you put your name on it and your address and your phone number on it and it's not a credit application, it's being sold.
I think that's a fair assumption.
Probably.
I think that's a fair assumption to make. The toll-free number, if you want to join us here, let's go to your calls and thoughts. The number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. Jerry is on the line listening to us on shortwave in West Virginia. Jerry, to what frequency are you listening on shortwave? Who is airing us on shortwave? I'm very curious.
No, I'm not listening on shortwave. I'm listening on FM.
Oh, okay. Well, our board operator got it really messed up then. So you must be listening to You're listening to WVTS there in Charleston.
That is correct.
All right, excellent. Go ahead, sir. Yeah, nobody listens on shortwave. I was shocked.
Okay. So, it goes back to the old saying, there is nothing free in this world, and there's especially nothing free on the Internet. Now, I've got the dumbest sister that has ever lived, and
I don't know about
every 4 months her computer is completely trashed because she goes around clicking on all these free things.
Oh, boy, I'm going to get a free iPad.
Oh, yeah, and then her computer locks up, and then I go over there and spend an entire day trying to clean it up. And the last time that happened, I said, sis, I've told you 1,000 times, there's nothing free on the Internet. Do not click on these things. And you know what the worst is besides porn? It's recipes.
No. Are you kidding me?
Women love recipes. and they have more viruses than just about anything else.
Oh, wow. Stand by. If you got more, Jerry, stand by. We'll bring you back here in moments. Examples of scams on the internet, fake stuff on the internet. Well, it's all over the place. But again, it's really all about buyer beware. More coming up. Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com is delighted to announce their latest partnership with the gift card specialists at eGifter. With many of the world's leading brands on their roster, it is now easier than ever to get the gift cards of your favorite brands with Bitcoin Cash. To get started, just follow these simple steps. Visit giftcards.bitcoin.com, pick the gift card you want, follow the instructions on your screen, and make your payment using your Bitcoin Cash wallet. Sit tight and your gift card will be delivered to you as soon as it's ready. That's giftcards.bitcoin.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org.
Marijuana has unleashed a green gold rush across our nation. It's creating $10.8 billion in new wealth a year. And every day, it's transforming more and more Americans into millionaires. In an historic event, former Speaker of the House John Boehner reveals how you could become one of them. Join him online for the American Cannabis Summit. Attendance is 100% free, but space is limited. Join online at www.acs2018.com. This event is the first of its kind ever. John Boehner and an esteemed panel will reveal which cannabis stocks are primed to deliver life-changing windfalls in the weeks and months ahead. Plus, they will show you how to become a cannabis angel investor, backing the hottest startups before they potentially become worth billions of dollars. Join American Cannabis Summit online at acs2018.com. Attendance is free. That's acs2018.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. Physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, moments away from the very end of the 2018 editions of this program. However, we're not done for tonight. Will, you're done. You're going home. But
I got to be up at 5. So.
Aria is going to stick with me here, and we'll drag somebody else in for the third microphone, I'm sure, at some point. for a Free Talk Live after show that we like to call Freer Talk Live because it is not subject to those pesky FCC censors that normally kind of get in the way of some of our calls and some of the ideas that we can talk about and how explicit they can be. So you can join us for that coming up after 10 o'clock Eastern tonight over on our Twitch channel over at twitch.lrn.fm. Make sure you give us a follow on Twitch. That would certainly be appreciated. Then you will know when shows like Call to Freedom, which is y'all's show, Will and Aria, you host Call to Freedom weekdays. You're going to be live tomorrow. For New Year's Day.
Yeah. We'll be live tomorrow. We're gonna have
a special guest.
The trans person who had a meltdown at GameStop,
which we're gonna play tonight. The meltdown video
on the
after show because we can do that. Because it's Twitch.
Yeah.
And so that's tomorrow on the Call to Freedom over at calltofreedomlive.com. You can go there and learn more and get tuned in there. But again, if you follow us on Twitch, when you guys hit the stream button, it sends out a notice to all of the followers who have said they want to get those notices. That way it's a nice little reminder. If you're in the middle of your busy day, you might not necessarily think, I should go tune into. If there's a notice on your phone, then you might think about it. So check that out at twitch.lrn.fm. Let's go back to Jerry in West Virginia. We're talking about the ugly side of the internet. There's a beautiful side to the internet,
there is.
right? Like there's a lot of good things that have come out of the internet, and not all advertising is bad. But what you've pointed out, Aria, is that you don't appreciate not knowing all of the things they're trying to take, all of the data that they're mining about you.
Well, I mean, in a general sense, I know.
You know it's happening.
Yeah.
But you're upset about it.
Well, I'm upset that most people don't know.
I see.
And they're kind of walking into the lion's den blindfolded.
And some of them are really blindfolded. Jerry, you're giving examples of your sister who's just been falling for all of these things like the free iPads and the free this and that. And you said recipes are some of the most dangerous.
Most of her malware and spyware comes from recipe websites.
How do you know? Can you identify
somehow?
Well,
because I'm the one that's working on her computer and getting rid of the crap. And that's pretty much all she looks at on the internet besides Facebook. And honest to God, I mean, it's unbelievable because I've tried to teach her how to copy and paste a recipe. But she's so dumb. She just refuses to learn. So what she does is click the download button.
Oh, God, which downloads a virus.
Anytime you click a download button on the internet, watch out, right?
Yeah, make sure you know. If you're going to download something on the internet, make sure you know from whom you are actually downloading that.
And don't fall for the fake download button that seems to always be there.
Right. Now, you guys know what clickbait is, right?
Yeah, it's like a headline that's, I don't know how to describe them, but ridiculously attractive.
Really, it's anything. You go to Facebook and you see all these thousands, and people are subject to this, all these thousands of cute photographs or funny sayings or whatever it may be, especially on Facebook. That's called clickbait. It's all clickbait. Some company is putting all of this out. And these people eat it up, and they click on it, and they put it on their page. Boom!
The top 10 cutest cats you've ever seen.
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. And so and I warn all my friends. I said, please stop putting the clickbait because once you do that, and I go to your site, they've got my information too. They've got all your friends' information, and that's another thing. Do you remember? No, you guys aren't old enough. Back in the CB radio days.
I remember CB
radio days. I was born.
I had a base station when I was a teenager.
Okay, well, I had 5 in my house and 5 antennas. I mean, I was really into it. Nobody in their right mind would ever in a million years put their real name out over the airwaves.
No doubt.
Everybody had a handle, right?
Yeah, that's changed.
Okay. So we did that also on the internet in the very beginning. And right up until about 8 or 10 years ago, Facebook would allow you to come on with a handle. They didn't require you to have a real name.
You're absolutely right.
They still don't.
Facebook?
No, yes, they do.
They've come back on people and demanded they show ID in order to keep their accounts open. That's happening.
I do not have ID with
lucked
Aria
out.
Di Mezzo on it.
Well, you've just lucked out. Their robot hasn't caught you yet.
Oh.
you won't believe this, but they ask me for either a birth certificate or a driver's license.
I believe it. No, I know for a fact they've done that. I know people that Facebook has come to. There was a time when a lot of libertarians were putting like voluntarist in as their middle name, and every single one of them got targeted exactly how he's talking about, where Facebook said, we don't believe this is your real name. If it's your real name, you're going to need to show your identification to us to make sure that it's your real name, and then we will let you have this name. But otherwise, we're going to require that you use your real name, and you'll need to show ID to show us what your real name is.
Right, and then after that, they want your telephone number.
Yep, that's right.
Now look, they've got all this information. They've got more information than the FBI. The FBI goes to Facebook to find out all this information.
And Facebook hands it right over.
Jerry, great call tonight.
Right.
Really useful information. I appreciate you sharing that with us. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great call. Thank you for making it. Toll-free number here, 855-450-FREE.
He's talking about those quizzes, too. They're like, what kind of superhero would you be? Or what kind of libertarian are you? All that stuff
Clickbait.
it's all...
Data collection.
Harvesting. Yeah. Data harvesting.
It's creepy. It is creepy. Let's go to Bad Slave. He's on listening online. Go ahead, Bad Slave, in New Hampshire.
Hi. How are you guys doing? Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I wanted to just say, I'm of early television and radio time frame. I mean, I born in 52. I was watching TV pretty regularly in the early 50s. Late 50s and early 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And I had, and maybe I'm smarter than the average bear, but it occurred to me that a lot of what they were throwing at us in advertising, even in magazines and radio and whatever media there is, because it was all out there, and I treated it properly, like, this is junk, and or a lot of it is junk.
Yeah,
and
I think most people knew what junk was, like junk mail, right? There was a name for it, junk mail. There was the stuff that was addressed to you that you wanted to receive, and then there was all the other crap that you got. But yet when they got online, it just got so much more, tricky. There's so many more sophisticated.
And that's the nature of interaction. I mean, this is, it's truly gone from a one-way, presentation to a two-way, interaction between the user and the.
Thank you for the call, Bad Slave. I appreciate it. We're going to get David on the line here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Go ahead, David.
Hey, yeah, you're out of time, so let me just rip off some stuff from what you're talking about. Remember that, I haven't even watched that video, but that GameStop thing, let me remind you that happened in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, did it?
I haven't even looked at it. Yeah, I didn't even look at it because I know exactly how it went down just from living here, and it's nothing special. And that recipes thing, I've heard that before from computer experts, that recipes are targeted for that malware stuff. And I also accidentally discovered by looking at, for some odd reason, photographs of special forces military units is also loaded with that stuff. I don't know why. And
just picking people off because they're nationalists, like making them want to go see something because it's like, go team, go America.
Yeah, exactly. And lastly, Facebook did exactly that same thing. They demanded one day, they sent me a notice that I had to send them a photograph of my driver's license, or they were going to keep me shut down. They shut.
And that was what? How many years ago was that? Because I know that was happening to people 3 or 4 years ago, at least.
Facebook is probably
exactly
scared
the time frame.
To be honest.
That was exactly the time frame.
What was that, Aria? I'm sorry.
Facebook is probably scared to me, to be honest, because I list trans on my profile. There's no telling what kind of crap a trans person would respond to. Hey, we don't think this is your real name.
I agree with Aria. Hey, well, one really important point, actually the most important one that wanted me to call tonight was that I have noticed in what I've suffered over the last decade that human nature being as it is, and usually comes up in that conversation about Are there a dozen or a couple dozen people that are trying to take over the world? It sounds bizarre, far-fetched. And what I come back with is what I've learned is that anything that has the remotest chance of success, the predators will attempt it.
That's probably true. We've got more coming up, by the way. If you want to join us on our after show, go to twitch.lrn.fm right now. We're starting in just a few minutes at twitch.lrn.fm. Happy New Year.
If you're looking for work, the person you are applying to may be even more nervous than you are. And the way things are now, your references have never been more important. Here are 3 tips. First, know that employers are checking. Every hire is under the microscope these days. Second, they won't just be checking references you provide. Figure that all of your ex-employers will get a call and be asked, would you hire him or her again? Third,